right, welcome everybody to the semifinals of Roland Garros. Men's semifinal day, big day. 4 of the best players, in fact, 3 of the 4 players made the Olympic finals last year, with Sinner being the exception because he didn't play the Olympics, but he's the number 1 in the world. The other 3 all won medals at this venue 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago. So we've got a great lineup. This is the best lineup we probably could have asked for in clay court tennis. I mean, you look at Sinner's been really good in his comeback. Obviously, Alcaraz and Musetti have been great. Djokovic is the gold medalist on clay. So I don't know if we could have asked for a better matchup. But not only that, we have a great matches. Because I think had they have flipped them and it was Alcaraz Djokovic, which is a great match, Musetti Sinner, I don't think it would have been as interesting as Musetti Alcaraz and Djokovic Sinner. I think we've got the good combos with these 4 guys. Obviously, it would have been great to see Musetti Djokovic and Alcaraz Sinner, but that wasn't going to happen. So let's see. Let's see what happens, because this is going to be huge. This is going to be a huge day. Potentially 2 epic matches. Potentially 2 flops as well. I mean, there's always a chance that these match might not live up to the hype. But let's see. We've got a lot to cover. They're going to come out on court in about 15, 20 minutes. Unfortunately, they've changed the way that they do the schedule. So instead of it being back-to-back like it was a couple of years ago, now it's sort of 2 sessions. So you got the day session match, which is this one, and then the night session match, night session starting at 7 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. After this. So it's a little bit disjointed, but, you know, the other tournaments do it this way anyway. They do the two different matches. But how are we doing, chat? What's going on? Are we ready for the semifinals day? We have Sabalenka Gauff in the final tomorrow. Of course, we're going to be watching that. And then, of course, the men's final on Sunday. So let's talk about these 2 a little bit. Because they've played a bunch. In fact, they've played a lot this year. So the head-to-head between these 2 is 5-1 Alcaraz. Sorry, 6-1 Alcaraz. Last match they played was in Rome, where Alcaraz won in straight sets in the semifinals. They did play in the Monte Carlo final, where Alcaraz lost the first set. Musetti took the first, and then Alcaraz ran over the top of Musetti, who did get injured after that first set. Alcaraz also won their meeting in Roland Garros 2 years ago. But Musetti did win the match in Hamburg. If you remember that, back in 22, it was one of the epic matches that Alcaraz was making finals after, I think that was after Wimbledon. And he made the final, and he also, or maybe Hamburg that year was later, I can't remember. No, July, that was after Wimbledon. And Musetti got him, and then of course, remember, Sinner beat him in Umag. So that's also interesting. And then of course, we've got, their first ever meeting was actually in a challenger event on clay, where it was a 3-setter back in 2020. So we don't really count that one because it was a totally different situation. 5 years ago, that was. So, and also challengers, with Alcaraz being 12 years old, it's, I don't think we can look too much into that one. But yeah, they played each other on clay more than any other surface. So that's going to be really interesting. And the 3rd time this year. Musetti, again, I think with this one, I think Musetti has to win the first set to make it interesting. Second semi-final of Musetti in Grand Slam history. He made the semi-finals last year at Wimbledon. His first ever semi-final. He has been very, very solid on the way by beating the players such as Hanfmann, Gallen, Navone, Rune, Tiafoe. And those last 3 I mentioned, Navone, Rune, Tiafoe, 4-set matches in all. Alcaraz, he's beaten Zapiri, Marijan, Jumher, Shelton, and Paul. And of course, Paul unfortunately wasn't 100% for that match, so it was a pretty one-sided match. So yeah, but the Shelton, Jumher, and Marijan matches were 4 sets. So both have played the same amount of sets. Time on court for the week. Alcaraz, 12 hours and 12 minutes. Musetti, 13 hours and 43 minutes. So Musetti an hour and a half extra. He's averaging matches but just under 3 hours. Musetti, Alcaraz an hour and a half. So when Alcaraz plays, he wins fast, or he plays fast. Whereas Musetti, he's taking a little bit more time on the clay. First serve percentages, Alcaraz's serve is being crazy. First serve percentage, points in, or serves in, 71%, very high. 71% of points won on first serve, very good. Second serve points won 63%. So Alcaraz's serve has been amazing this tournament. Musetti's serve's been pretty good as well. 67 for first serves in, First serve points won 73%, which is normal, which is, again, good. And 56 on the second serve, which is good. Alcaraz has been broken 7 times. Musetti's broken 10 times. So, yeah, again, underrated serving Alcaraz, winning a lot of points on his serve. And maybe those stats are inflated because of the pole match, but still, very impressive. Alcaraz has only played 1 tiebreak. Musetti hasn't played a tiebreak. Alcaraz won the tiebreak that he played. And, they've gone 4 sets, both 3 times each. So, again, Musetti's played longer matches, but they've both played the same amount of sets. When these two play each other, Alcaraz's serve, again, he's got high numbers. 69% first serves in, 68% points won. Musetti's serve has been struggling against Alcaraz in the past. But yeah, Alcaraz's serve against Musetti has also been pretty good. They have played one best of 5 set match that was here 2 years ago. It was a straight sets win for Alcaraz. And when it goes the distance, best of 3, Alcaraz has won 2 out of those 3 matches. So we'll talk about that a little bit more while the match goes on, and we'll figure stuff out, That's what we kind of, we'll figure it out as we go. But how are we? This is exciting, yeah. Jannik will play Alcaraz in the finals, maybe. What's more likely, Musetti beats Alcaraz or Djokovic beats Sinner? And if you don't say neither, because neither is not the answer, you pick one or the other. There's no option 3. Don't pick neither is going to happen. You have to pick one. Does Djokovic beat Sinner or does Musetti beat Alcaraz? Which one is more likely? I feel like Musetti beating Alcaraz might be a little bit more likely. Just because Sinner's been so damn good. And Alcaraz has had his moments, and Musetti is the best player he's played all week. Everyone's saying Djokovic. Okay. I think Musetti beating Alcaraz in a 5-setter could happen more than... If Sinner plays like he has played, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I love Djokovic, and I think he's, I give him so much... I back him when people don't, but I don't know if I can back him against Sinner. But I could see Musetti catching Alcaraz off guard a little if Alcaraz isn't, on point, which, at moments he does. We do talk about the Carlos siesta, right? I don't know. But you guys think Djokovic could beat Sinner? Or more likely to beat Sinner than this? Okay. Let's be honest. Obviously, neither. But if we had to pick one, I don't know. I feel like this might be closer. This might be more potential for 5 sets, maybe. Musetti beating Alcaraz for me. Okay. Someone agrees. 2 people agree with me. Cool. Hey, what's going on, DJ? How you doing? Crows won a nail biter. Yeah, I've seen that. This is why we love tennis. That's it. That is it. By the way, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to like the video. We're almost at 200 likes already. So appreciate that. Let me go through some more stats for today. So, as I mentioned, semi-final lineup today. We have all 3 medalists at last year's Olympics. Why does that matter? Because last year's Olympics was at this venue on the clay. So Roland Garros Olympics, or French Olympics, was played here. So the 3 medalists, the gold medalist Djokovic, silver medalist Alcaraz, Musetti won the bronze, all on this stage. And then you chuck Sinner in there, who didn't play the Olympics as well. So Sinner, the best player of the last 12 months, is also in there. So that's a good, like I said, great lineup. Alcaraz has beaten Musetti 2 times this year. We talked about that already. And also, Alcaraz has become the 5th youngest player to reach... He's trying to become the 5th youngest player ever to reach 5 Grand Slams in the Open era. So 5 finals, Grand Slam finals. Which is, again, Alcaraz is doing... Eventually, he's not going to be the youngest to do things because he's getting older, but he's already got a lot of records because he was the youngest to do them. Clay court tennis this year. Musetti and Alcaraz have won the most clay court matches this year. Or have the best records on clay this year. 20 wins, 1 loss for Alcaraz. 19 wins, 3 losses for Musetti. 2 of those 3 were to Alcaraz. And then Cerundolo, who played and lost in the first round, was 19 wins and 9 losses on clay this year. And he lost first round, which was really unfortunate. Alcaraz won more matches this year than anybody else. 35 matches to 5 losses. Because obviously Sinner hasn't played that much, so Sinner hasn't been able to up that stat yet. By the way, Musetti and Sinner are trying to become the second Italian to make the French Open final. after Adriano Panetta back in the 70s. Both of them are trying to become the second man. Now, if Musetti wins first, Musetti will technically be second and Sinner will be third. Kind of like twins, who was born first. It'll be like that. So if Musetti wins and Sinner wins later, Musetti second and Sinner will be the third man to play a French Open final. So if Musetti loses, Sinner could be second. So it all comes down to that. It's just a matter of timing. He was 2 hours early. Fifth player, Musetti's the fifth player to reach semifinals in all clay court 1000 events, which are, of course, Monte Carlo, Madrid, Rome, and Roland Garros. So all four. Sorry, did I say three? To all the clay events. So yeah, for all the 1000s. So that he's done that. Alcaraz obviously has done that as well. Is that in the same year? In the same year. So Alcaraz hasn't done that. I can't think of the other four players that did that. I'm going to guess probably Djokovic, Nadal, Federer would be on that list. But yeah, Musetti, fifth player to make the semifinals, are better at all the big clay court trophies this year, which is actually, again, so impressive. Like, Musetti's been so impressive and consistent, which is nice, right? If he beats Alcaraz, he would have beaten 4 Spaniards and his countrymen would have beaten 3 Spaniards. So, no, he would join the Spaniard, which is Alcaraz, and Sinner as the only men born in the 2000s in a Grand Slam final. So, Sinner, Alcaraz, the only men born in the 2000s, they made a final. Musetti would be the third. And that makes sense because, Rune and Shelton and, I don't know, Feast and Menzik, they haven't had time yet, but Musetti will be the third. And that kind of makes sense because I feel like Musetti and Rune have been the ones that have been around with Alcaraz and Sinner the longest, right? So for him to be third, it would make sense. Him or Rune being third after them in a final, that would be great. That would, make sense. What else? Read all this out. Oh, yeah. Musetti has lost to the world number 1 3 times at Roland Garros. Djokovic twice and Alcaraz once. So that's interesting. In the last 4 years, he's lost to the number 1 in the world 3 times. And he lost to Alcaraz the other time. So Musetti at Roland Garros, in 2022, I don't know who he lost to. But yeah, Musetti and Roland Garros, it's like Coco at Roland Garros. Very good record. Very good tournament for them. Musetti's record at Roland Garros is 13 wins, 4 losses. And Alcaraz is 23 wins, 3 losses. Of course, losing to Djokovic a couple of years ago was the last time he lost. But, yeah. And also 5-set records. 12 wins, 1 loss for Alcaraz. 3-0 at Roland Garros if he goes the distance. Musetti is 5 wins, 6 losses in 5 setters, if we get that far. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Maybe in 3 hours' time we'll talk about that. And how we doing, chat? I believe Djokovic will win later. He's so motivated for a record and a legacy. What record? I don't understand what record's on the line. 25 he's already got the record. 25 will just add to it. Sinner beats Djokovic, Alcaraz beats Musetti. Look, I think that is the logical answers. I feel like if it was a best of 3 for Djokovic Sinner, I would be more likely to pick Djokovic. But a best of 5 and the way Sinner's played, it would be huge for Djokovic to beat Sinner. Let me have a look. What is the odd? So Djokovic is slightly better odds against Sinner than Musetti to Alcaraz, but again, they're almost, Alcaraz and Sinner are still massive favorites in their matches. All right, players coming on court. Here we go, chat. Here we go. It's all starting to happen. Oh, really, Clyde? They're not showing the match on TV? That's stupid. Oh, well, we're here. We got you covered if you need. I believe we're all overhyping this matchup. Look, overhyping, enjoying. I think we can enjoy it. I mean, what do you want me to say, though? Like, this matchup is going to be boring? Like, no. I mean, it could be like Boison versus Gauff, but it could be a 4-setter, and I think 4 sets would be fun. I mean, but I don't think this is... I would be disappointed if both matches today were straightforward. you know? So I'm going in with it with some optimism. I think the only overhyping would be if it was like, this is going to be a 5-set epic. I don't think it shouldn't be a 5-set epic. Alcaraz should win this in 3 close sets or 4 sets. That's what should happen. So, like, overhyping would be saying this is going to be the greatest match of the tournament. It could be. It has potential. It'll be fun, but pretty straightforward. Yeah, it's not going to be boring. But overhyping, I don't think I'm overhyping it by saying it's got potential. If I was saying, like, Musetti's going to win in 5 epic sets, match of the year, that would be overhyping. But I'm going to say, again, I think it's Alcaraz and Sinner both win in 4. That's what I think I said that in the. Did I say that in the preview? I think I said that in the preview. I mean, that both could be straight sets, and that would be really shitty for us to watch because that would be boring. But just like the next match, this match, Musetti has to win the first set. If he doesn't win the first set, unless Alcaraz completely falls asleep, it's probably going to be second set, maybe Musetti, but then Alcaraz in 4. Or it could be third set Musetti, Alcaraz in 4. So yeah, Djokovic and Musetti have to win the first set of their matches to make it interesting. I know Djokovic came back from a set down against Zverev, but Sinner ain't Zverev. And I mean that with as much respect as I can, but Sinner is not Zverev. Sinner's not going to give up a lead as easily as Zverev kind of did. Because unfortunately, after that first set, Zverev didn't really compete. Didn't feel like it was even close. It was that Djokovic lose the first set meme, Oh yeah, you just lose the first set to make it easier, play more tennis, It was like that meme, unfortunately. All right, here we go, chat. Here we go. I have no idea who's serving first, but they're taking photos. I'll tell you this, chat, and I know. Look, I'm going to put my hand up and say I have definitely not given Musetti credit over the years, or at least I haven't believed in Musetti over the years. I'll say that. I can put my hand up and say I have not believed. But over the last 12 months, he has earned my respect. The name Lucetti that we used to use, because he would lose matches and just be so frustrating. He'd be so frustrating to watch because he would promise so much and deliver on nothing. I love that he is now delivering. But the last 12 months, since this time last year when he took Djokovic to 5, that was the turning point for me. And ever since that moment, the Olympics, he played great. He played great at Wimbledon. He's obviously played great this year. So much more, I respect this man so much more. And I love that he's here because he was supposed to be in the conversation with these guys, 2 years. Remember when he took Djokovic to 5? That was when everyone probably thought, oh, Musetti's like Alcaraz and Sinner. Like he's going to be one of those guys. It's taken him a little bit longer to get here, but he's here now, and I love that for him. And I'm glad that we can, because who doesn't love a one-handed backhand? We don't have any of those. We need one of them to keep it alive. So I love that, I'm glad that he's made me look like an idiot, and I'm fine with that. Because if it means he gets to be in the semis of slams and competing with these guys, and we get to watch him as another problem for these guys, that's what we want. Sinkeraz is great, but we also need those other guys. We don't, Nadal, Federer was great, but we needed Djokovic, we needed Murray. We needed Del Potro, Tsonga, everybody else that's in that group. Wawrinka, right? We needed those guys to make Nadal and even Djokovic, Nadal, and all those matches as great as they were. We needed the other matches to be great too. Otherwise, tennis just gets boring if we're only just waiting for the one match. We just want Sinkeraz, nothing else. But now we might get whatever the hell this is called, Alcaraz. So I'm glad that he's been so consistently playing these guys lately. And I mean, if you're only losing Alcaraz on clay, you're doing pretty well. Is Djokovic going to start earlier if the Alcaraz match finishes? No. The Djokovic match starts at 7 p.m. in 4 hours, no matter what happens today with this. They put a hard stop, like a hard start time, 7 p.m. Never before, only at. And I guess they're expecting this to be 5 hours, so then maybe they don't have to, they want this to be 4 hours, which it could be. But yeah. Hey, Dragon7, how you doing? Paris Olympics to Roland Garros checks out. May the best men win, yeah. Well, Alcaraz avoided Musetti at the Olympics, because remember, Musetti played Djokovic and then had to play Auger-Aliassime, whereas Alcaraz beat Auger-Aliassime and made the final. So these guys didn't meet at the Olympics. They were close. They were close to meeting, but Alcaraz avoided Musetti at that point, or Musetti didn't make the final to play him. Can a one-hander beat Alcaraz? Let me have a look what the record is against one-handers, Alcaraz. I mean, we obviously know the City Pass. He has lost to Dimitrov a few times. And I would say that Musetti is more Dimitrov than City Pass, which is not a bad thing when it comes to playing Alcaraz, right? Might be a bad thing playing Sinner or Djokovic, but it's not a bad thing playing Alcaraz because Alcaraz has lost to Dimi a few times, but the problem is the court service being slow. So Alcaraz against one-handers, he's 42 wins, 4 losses. 2 of those losses to Dimitrov, 1 to Musetti, and 1 to a guy back in 2020, Moroni, the challenger. So yeah, Dimitrov twice, and of course Musetti in that Hamburg match a few years ago. Never lost to Steph, never lost to Musetti since. He's beaten Shapo, Pirikar, Lajovic, Altmaier. The last person to get a set off him as a one-hander is Musetti. Last person to beat him is in Miami 2024, Dimitrov. So yeah. But the thing with Dimitrov is that the way he's aggressive on the forehand and also the court surface was quicker. But yeah, so he's not. Alcaraz doesn't lose to one-handers, but Musetti is probably the second most dangerous one-hander backhand for Alcaraz behind Dimitrov. I would say he's more defensive Musetti than Dimitrov. So if he is defensive today, he won't win. He's got to be aggressive because otherwise, if you're going to just defend, Alcaraz's going to tear you apart. All right, chat. Who you got? I've got 4 sets Alcaraz. That is my prediction. I'm going with Alcaraz in 4. I think Musetti gets a set. Hopefully, it's one of the first 2 and not the third, because a third set would kind of just be a consolation prize. But let's hope he gets a first set and we can start going crazy and getting excited for this matchup, because the first set goes to Musetti. That might change a few things. Alcaraz forehand into the forehand of Musetti. Musetti in the net, love 15. Roof has been closed because the weather's a little bit wild. Love 15. Love 15. All right, return goes in the back of Musetti. Alcaraz back in down the line, goes long, and it's 15-all. 15-all. Following from Italy, what's up? I'll tell you what, if you're from Italy, today is a great day for your tennis. Potentially an all-Italian final, but also you would be very unlucky not to get one finalist if you're from Italy. Very unlucky. That if it's a Djokovic-Alcaraz final, it's great for the rest of the neutral fans, but if you're an Italian fan, you'd be very unlucky not to have one finalist. Hey, thank you, Robert, for becoming a member. Appreciate it. 30-15. 30-15. Why are people saying Musetti 5? I don't know. Why would they say that? I have a couple of ideas, but maybe I don't know. I feel like a couple of people are watching the match before their match. Maybe I don't know. That's okay. Scoping out the competition. I get it. Scouting. You're just scouting. Maybe they don't want to play Alcaraz. 30-15. 4-4 rally. As we get a backhand slice Musetti. That goes long, and it's 30-all. 30-all. This will be a great match. I hope so. All right, serve again. There's a fault. Second serve. Goes in the backhand of Musetti. Alcaraz forehand to the backhand slice Musetti, but Musetti hits it long. Alcaraz get a break point to start this match. All right. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. Second serve. The return goes in the forehand of Musetti. Alcaraz backhand cross. Musetti's backhand again to the backhand of Alcaraz. Musetti again with the backhand. Goes short in the forehand of Alcaraz, who hits it in the net. Musetti gets a little lucky. Deuce. Musetti in 5 because he is super fit and a real fighter who plays better and better as match progresses. Plus, he really wants this title. Okay? Musetti did an interview saying in the press conference that he's been working hard and putting in extra work, at least. I think I remember him saying that. Okay? All right. First serve is a let from Musetti. There's a bit of return into the forehand of Alcaraz, and Alcaraz overhits it. All right, Alcaraz overhits it. As the return goes to the backhand of Alcaraz, who slices it in the net. And Musetti gets the first game of the match. All right. 1-love. Please don't put scores in the chat. No need for that. Alcaraz in 4. Okay. Is it still windy or on the court when the roof is closed? Nope. The roof shuts out the wind. So there will be nothing ruining this match's quality except for the players themselves, if they so choose to do so. Juan Carlos Ferrero grew a beard. And Grizzly Adams had a beard. 1-love Musetti. All right, let's see what Carlos can do. He's been serving well this week. He has been serving well. Carlos in 4, you reckon? 6 games. All right, 1-love. Now Chris to serve. A fault. Second serve. There's a return. Goes into the backhand of Musetti. Alcaraz backhand to the backhand of Musetti. Alcaraz with the forehand into the forehand of Musetti. Musetti hits it out. 15-all. 15-love. 15-love. Cam, I have a grudge at you for having audacity to say Sinner beat Nole. The guy was emotion. Yeah, you need to If you got a grudge with me because I made a prediction, and I didn't pick your guy, that's a you problem. I can't help you. Boo-hoo? Like what it went from me. 15 love. Like I picked Djokovic before. Can we be friends again? Alcaraz, it's a winner. 30 love. And Alcaraz serves a fault. Second serve. Norris Makarov, thanks for joining us. As with a backhand now to the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti backhand. Off the tape. Alcaraz is going to get there with a slice. But it goes long and it's 30-15. I have a grudge for Cam not picking Rooney to win the whole tournament. Chad, if every person's going to have a grudge because I don't pick their player, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you're going to hate me a lot. You're not going to like this channel very much. Because I pick a lot of players for different reasons. I don't pick the same player for every... Well, actually, no, that's not true. I pick Sinner for pretty much every match, but unless you're not a Sinner fan, then we're screwed. Lob goes up. Smash from Alcaraz. Volley from a forehand from Musetti. Alcaraz with a drop shot. It's too good. And it's 40-15. Have I seen the movie The Grudge? Of course. 40-15. Pretty sure it's a joke. I concur. Kokonakis has a shoulder injury. I think he got surgery. Does Nola have a chance tonight? Of course. He always has a chance. 40-15. Chat, no one has 0% chance against anybody else. As the lob goes up and into the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Musetti to the forehand of Alcaraz. Drop shot. In the net, though, 40-30. All right, 40-30. Chat, even I have a chance against Jannik Sinner to beat him. Something terrible would have to happen for that to be true, but chat, we all have a chance. It just depends on two things. Time, how long we can stay out on court, and whether or not, the other person got injured. Most of us would have to rely on injuries, which is not great, but you know what I mean? Like, I could beat Jannik Sinner if he had to retire. I could beat him, technically. I won the match. I have no chance against Sinner. Well, not if you don't, not like with that attitude. But it would depend. Would he kick my ass in an hour before, you know what I mean? Like, you don't wish that upon anybody, but you don't have it. I mean, there's a chance. There's never not a chance. No one's 100% vulnerable. No one's 100% chance of not going to get hurt. Potentially. Everybody's could. It's dangers everywhere. Nothing's 100%, chat. Courts are slippery. I mean, chat. It's very unlikely, but it's a very little chance, but it's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. There's a chance. Just like Dama Dama. Exactly. Love 15. But no, I don't think Djokovic's only chance is Sinner getting injured, though. I think Djokovic is dangerous enough with a healthy Sinner. Backhand goes into the forehand of Musetti. Alcaraz with the backhand down the line. Musetti's going to get there with the forehand. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. But Alcaraz hits it wide, 15-all. $15-all. $15-all. As the return goes to the net from Alcaraz, 30-15. Serve out wide as a fault from Musetti. Second serve. There's a return from Alcaraz. Goes to the backhand of Musetti. Alcaraz with a forehand to the backhand again of Musetti. As Alcaraz forehand goes again. The forehand of Musetti on the stretch. As Alcaraz goes cross court. Musetti gets it down the middle again. Alcaraz with a forehand. Musetti with a slice. Alcaraz comes to the net with a slice, but then runs backwards. Musetti goes down the line. Alcaraz with a backhand pass. Musetti with a volley. What a pickup! Alcaraz gets it though, and Musetti over the net. Great rally from Musetti. That was a great rally. Chat, we're going to break at the whiteboard. There was a point there where Alcaraz, he was here when he hit the shot. And what he did was he hit the forehand and then he ran backwards. Right? He could have come to the net. But he decided to go back, and that gave Musetti a chance to come to the net. And Musetti saw that. He saw Alcaraz run backwards. But then he decided, you know what? If you're not coming to the net, then I am. He hits a volley. He hits a volley here, and then he puts the volley away because Alcaraz went smack, smack. Whoop. All right, fine. No tennis. Well, fine. We don't have to do shit. That's fine. That's fine, technology. You don't want to hear what I have to say? Well, hey, camera. Screw you, camera. Why don't you just get stuffed? Did that work? Did everyone see what happened? Everybody see what happened? It was great. Great play, Musetti. And then he holds. 2-1. And then he held. 2-1. 2-1. It was a great rally. Trust me. It'll be on the highlight reel. Oh, man. All right, 2-1, Musetti. Musetti is playing well. Musetti is playing very well. All right. Am I the only one getting tired of seeing Sinkeras finals? Yeah, because you're a Rune fan. Of course you're sick of it, because you want to see Rune there instead. But the answer is no. No one else is tired of it. We're just getting started. Chat. What is your favorite rivalry on the ATP between active players? Between active players. Active players. Who's your favorite matchup? Mine is Sinkeras. See, this is what happens when I say active players 3 times and the guy goes Nadal Federer. See, some of you don't, you gotta listen. Some of you don't listen. My favorite rivalry is Federer and Nadal. Are they active? I didn't realize. Is it 2021? Bro, come on. Listen. Sinkeras. Tsitsipas, Medvedev. I like that. On the ATP, Penko and Swiatek are on the other side. Rune Sinner, love that. Fritz Zverev, love it. Djokovic Alcaraz. Okay, I respect that too. Mine's Sinkeras, but I do like Djokovic Alcaraz too. Like, that's definitely one as well. Rune Sinner, I do like Rune Sinner too. I mean, Medi Draper, is that even a match? Have they even played? Never thought that was a match. Sinner Nole, okay. Kyrgios Sinner, they haven't played yet, or recently, but I guess so. Djokovic Sinner, Zverev FAA. If you like pain. Rublev Medvedev, okay. All right, 15 love. But yeah, for me, it's Sinkeras, like hands down. Sinkeras is it. Until Musetti and Rune, consistently make it to this stage and we can see more of their chances against these guys, for me, it's Sinkeras. I'm surprised no one said Wawrinka Djokovic, because that technically counts. All right, nice hitting from Musetti, 15-30. All right. 15-30. A chance for Musetti to get a break point here. 15-30. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. Alcaraz to beat whoever else makes it to the final, okay? Musetti showing once again he's a treat. He's a threat. I can read. Threat. He's a threat. All right, 30-all. Musetti's a threat if he wins the first set. For me. It's got to win the first set. Got to win the first set unless something crazy happens, and I hope it doesn't. Like a crazy bad. I mean, not like crazy good. 30-all. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve into the forehand of Musetti. Oh, around the net, but out by Musetti. And it's 40-30. Cam, please don't gatekeep. Where'd you get your shirt? I need it. I'm going to let chat guess where I got this shirt. Where do you think I got this shirt, chat? Where did I get this shirt, do you reckon? Where do you think I found this? This outfit. Where do you reckon, chat? Serve and volley. And the smash from Alcaraz goes straight to Musetti. Alcaraz with a second smash. Puts it away 2-2. In Australia. That's a good answer. From my cupboard. Good answer. eBay. Yeah, I got this on eBay. So I don't know how you can get it. I'm not gatekeeping. I'm just... If you want cool shit, you can't get it from the store. You have to get it like in a dumpster. Excuse me? That's rude. Temu, you can get stuffed. If you want cool shit, you go to the thrift or you go on eBay. Like, that's where you get cool shit. You can find cool stuff there. I didn't buy this. Someone bought this from a store, but I haven't seen it, so I bought it. You can find cool stuff on eBay. Backhand rally. Musetti goes long with the backhand, love 15. So yeah, sorry, I'm not gatekeeping. I just can't tell you because I don't know where they got it from. All right, love 15. Love 15. But chat, do you seriously use Temu? Come on now. Come on. Shopping like a billionaire. Nope. Definitely. I'm shopping like just shopping normally. 4-4 rally. As Alcaraz, love 15. He comes in the net with a volley and he puts it in the net. Hey, Eddie Redmayne's in the house, a.k.a. the guy from those movies. The man from that stuff. I think I used Temu once, and when I got what I wanted, it was like not what I wanted. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve. There's a return. Goes in the backhand of Musetti. Smash from Alcaraz. Into the backhand of Musetti. As Alcaraz with a forehand cross. Musetti again to the forehand of Alcaraz. Into the forehand of Musetti on the stretch. And Musetti in the net. 15-30. Chat, why is Benoit Paire sitting next to the French Tennis Federation president? That's such a weird combo. Is Benoit Paire working for the French Tennis Federation? Well, he is. He's a tennis player. He's a French tennis player. 15-30. 15-30. Serving to the backhand of Alcaraz. Point out from Musetti. Alcaraz falling on the stretch. And Musetti with a drop shot. Alcaraz gets it! But it's in the net. 30-all. Who cares? I don't know. 30 all. Mussetti's trying to stay in front. Just join the channel. Appreciate your knowledge. Hey, Mark. Thank you for joining us. Don't be a stranger. And that goes out by Alcaraz, 40-30. $40-30. Serve again. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Musetti. As Alcaraz forehand inside out. Musetti gets there with a lob. And Alcaraz with a smash. And we get to deuce. Who am I supporting? Nobody. 5 sets. Always support 5 sets. Deuce. Don't forget to like the video, and let's get to 244k. Yeah, we're almost at 244. So don't forget to subscribe too. We're trying to get to 250k by the end of the year. As Musetti puts away a forehand winner. Advantage Musetti. Advantage Musetti. Musetti seems to be just hanging on at the moment. Serve again. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand of Musetti down the line. Alcaraz with the forehand slice. Goes long. Musetti keeps that lead. 3-2. God. I tell you, chat, I never thought I'd be happy for Musetti. But I'm happy for Musetti. Even if he doesn't win this match, this is great for him. Don't watch the videos from 3 years ago. But I'm happy for him. I can't wait. I don't want him to beat Alcaraz because I picked Alcaraz, but I love seeing him here. It's like, yes, this is what we wanted. We wanted you to be a part of this generation and be a threat. I love it. All right. It's nice to see competition. Oh, yeah. You starting to taste that pineapple pizza? Why would I have pineapple pizza? I remember we used to make fun. Yeah, because, I mean, the disappointment, he would always, like, do something really good and then just completely fall off. And it's like, oh, my God. But now, he's doing great consistently, so it's so much more fun. It's not that I didn't like Musetti. It's that I just felt he just was not as consistent as he should be. Like, he was just constantly winning matches and losing matches and then he would go on like he'd lose matches for like 3 months and you'd be like, what the hell is going on? He was just so unreliable and inconsistent. But now he's consistent and it's so much more fun to watch. He's keeping the one-handers alive, and that's we need that. One-hander backhands can't go extinct. He is keeping it alive because Dimitrov's getting older. Tsitsipas is going backwards in the rankings. And then who else is there? So he is keeping the one-handers alive. You said if Musetti wins a slam, you need a pineapple pizza on stream. No, I didn't say that. All right, 400 rally. As Alcaraz goes again, the forehand of Musetti, love 15. As Alcaraz backhand to the backhand of Musetti. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti forehand goes long, 15-0. All right. All right, 15-0. Musetti is quite impressive today, yeah. He's been hanging on to the lead. It hasn't been easy to get, to hold his serves, but But it's been good to see as he dropped shot in the net there. Musetti, 30-15. 30-15. I hope Musetti wins this slam so Cam eats that pineapple pizza. Why is everyone lying? Like I never said I'd eat a pineapple pizza if Musetti wins a slam. I might have said, and I can't remember, but I might have said, hey, if Musetti wins a particular slam, I'll eat it. Like if he won Wimbledon or something. I definitely haven't said if he ever wins a slam ever in the history of time. That's so stupid, and I'm not that stupid. To say that Musetti would never win a slam. It's like people who say that so-and-so can't win another slam, or so-and-so will never win a slam. I would never say, I'm going to do this because Musetti's never going to win a slam. Like, I would never say that. Like I said, I'm not that dumb. 40-15. But I could have said, if Musetti wins whatever slam he was playing at the time, I'll do it. But look, if you can't provide proof, then it never happened. So, show me my receipts, because I don't know. $40-15. Check your receipts. Yeah, there's like too many. First there's a fault by Alcaraz. Second serve. $40-15. By the way, Deb, you're on my side. Why are you getting these people involved? Why are you getting the chat all like riled up? You're making work for yourself. Because they're going to start getting shitty and then you're going to have to time them out. Just make it hard on you. I can't put slow mode on for 5 minutes each. Otherwise, it'll be too quiet. All right. Alcaraz holds 3-0. You're supposed to be on my side. The mods are betraying you. Yeah, first Nightbot. Now Deb. God damn it. Ah! All right. As Musetti serves. Friendly fire. Yeah. Musetti serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Return goes in the slice of Musetti. Alcaraz comes to the net with a forehand, and Musetti puts a passing shot down the line. Alcaraz with a drop volley in the net. I tell you what, Alcaraz is not playing very well at the net. He is struggling. He is struggling at the net. Besides hitting a couple of good smashes. $15 love. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. How about a chocolate and banana pizza? That does sound delicious. Serve again. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand Musetti into the volley of Alcaraz from the baseline, though. And Musetti with the backhand. Alcaraz in trouble. Musetti forehand cross court. Alcaraz gets up the stretch. But hits it long. 30 love. Man, Alcaraz is, again, Alcaraz is taking this a little too easy. I think he's just kind of cruising a little bit. Hubs.
Come, I proposed to a tennis player, but she tried to return the ring with no receipt. Maybe she wasn't the one.
Please tell me that was a joke. Thank you for the $22. Please tell me you're joking. You didn't say lol. You need to say lol if it's a joke. You need to say lol. Please say lol. Please say lol. 30 love. Please lol. Just lol. Please. God damn it. Please lol. I wish it was a joke. Oh God. Musetti in the net. 30-15. Oh no. Oh no. $30-15. As the return goes in the front of Musetti. Musetti goes wide, 30-all. 30-all. As Musetti serves in the forehand of Alcaraz, forehand of Musetti. In the forehand of Alcaraz, then Musetti hits it into the net. And it's a break point for Carlos to take the break in the middle of this set. Juan Carlos Ferrero is getting very animated. 30-40. Serve to the forehand. Alcaraz hits it out. Deuce. Laura, the sounds are there, apparently. If you go check the sounds, you click the link in the description, you should be able to click the sounds. There's different voices. You just have to donate with the... Yeah. They're there. They're still there, though. They should be still there. All right. Deuce. Serving to the backhand. Alcaraz in the net. On the return, again, Musetti. Very good on serve. Advantage Musetti. No, they should be there. They should be there. By the way, chat, I watched Batman 89 after stream yesterday because I was bored. Chat, there are so many references from other Batman movies that came out after from that movie. Like, you go watch Batman 89... and then you go watch The Dark Knight, and you will see so many similarities. So many people that played the Joker after Jack Nicholson borrowed what he did. He probably borrowed from somebody else too, right? Because he wasn't the original Joker. There was other Jokers before him. But you go watch that Michael Keaton Batman, the first one, the Tim Burton one, and you will see scenes in that movie, if you've seen the other movies, you will see scenes in that movie that are also used in other movies. And you go, hang on, I've seen that in the new movies. Because they reference that. Even though it was seen as more of a silly... Well, actually, at the time, it was seen as a serious Batman. Because the silly Batman was back in the 60s. Go watch it, I love it. I also remember watching that as a kid. And then I'm watching it as an adult going, man, this is kind of scary. How did I watch this as when I was like... how did I watch this as a kid? It's crazy. Also watch Gremlins and stuff, and I'm like, my parents were great. They let us watch they let us watch all these cool movies. Dark Knight is my favorite Batman, but I'll take your suggestion. Nicholson. Obviously, Heath Ledger, everyone's like best Batman Joker ever, but I feel like Jack Nicholson was like, he kind of was like a great in between. Like, he was dark and psychotic, but he was also bit more like jokey and like the Joker. I feel like there wasn't too many jokes coming out of Heath Ledger. He was way darker. Like Jack Nicholson had the best laugh though. The best Joker laugh was him. 15 Love. Iconic Joker laugh. Nicholson played the Joker perfectly. Yeah. It was that good, like, he was scary, but he also was like laughing, and you're like, what the hell is he laughing about? Very unsettling. Whereas Heath Ledger was just full on dark, right? Also, there's a part of the movie where, and I'm going to spoil it, it's been out for a long time, where Jack Nicholson says, what does he say? Let's put a smile on that face. Or he says, that put a smile on my face. And I'm like, oh, Heath Ledger said that in the other movie. So there's so many moments like that, Check. Go watch it. If you're a fan of the Batman movies, just go watch those movies too. Great soundtrack too. Prince, legend. 30 Love. Just go watch it, chat. I'm going to watch it again because it's so good. And Keaton is an underrated Batman. Drop shot. Winner by Alcaraz, 40 Love. Hey, Milena, thank you for becoming a member. Appreciate that. Nicholson's the master of unsettling, disturbing in a twinkly-eyed way. Yeah. All right, return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz, who hits a drop shot, but Musetti's going to get there and hit a drop shot. Then Alcaraz around the net, but it's into the ground, so Alcaraz didn't get there in time. Nice running by Musetti. 40-15. 40-15. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Into the forehand of Musetti. Return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti backhand slice. Alcaraz backhand down the line. Musetti's going to get there with a forehand lob. But Alcaraz with a smash. Puts it away. It's 4-4. 4 games all. Batman Returns is also good. Yeah. Super dark, though. Musetti's doing too much running. Okay. All actors who portray the Jokers have Oscars. Yeah, it's kind of become a real prestigious. Like, if you become the Joker, you get an Oscar. Ah, 4-0. As Musetti loses the point, love 15. Love 15. As return goes out by Alcaraz, 15-0. As Musetti puts away a lovely forehand, it's 30-15. 30-15. My postcard was just on the wall. Nice. Actually, well, I remember. As Alcaraz, goes the wrong way. Nice shot, Musetti. Musetti takes the 40-15 lead. Again, Musetti's been really solid. It's been great to see. Musetti's been a very... if he was serving second, I reckon he would have got broken. But it's great to see Musetti keeping this match close, you know. All right, first serve is a fault, second serve. As Musetti comes in, puts a smash away, and he stays in the lead. 5-4 Musetti. And Alcaraz will serve to stay in the set. Like I said, if Musetti was serving second, I reckon he would have got broken because he's been hanging on to the serve. But because it's there's obviously pressure when serving all times, but because serving first, you're always serving to go back in front. It's a little bit, maybe a bit easier for Musetti. Whereas if he was down, let's say he was down I don't know, 5, or, let's say he was 4-3 down serving and he was down love 30, that would be a much sketchier situation. Does that make sense? But because he's serving first, if he does lose the game, yeah, he goes down. But the pressure of having to hold is not there. Whereas Alcaraz serving to stay in it, like now, there's a different pressure. By the way, is Margaret caught in the house, or I'm blind? Stan Smith's there. We'll love that for him. Also, chat, do we know who's giving the trophy out? And is it Andre Agassi? Because I think it might be Andre Agassi. Andre's giving the trophy, right? Because he's there. He's in the house. Well, he's in France, I think. Pretty sure. Okay, 5-4. As we're going to find out from Musetti into the front of Alcaraz. Musetti again to the front of Alcaraz. As Musetti on the stretch goes cross court for a winner. Just smacked it cross court. Hey, Dustin Hoffman's in the house. And he was impressed by that shot too. Love 15. Dustin Hoffman's in the house, chat. Hollywood legend. All right, love 15. Musetti trying to steal the set. Love 15. As we default, second serve. As a return, that goes out by Alcaraz. Love 30, Musetti. Musetti 2 points away from stealing the first set. Love 30. Love 30. As with a fault by Alcaraz. Second serve. Second serve, the forehand of Musetti. Return the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti, forehand in the net. 15-30. 15-30. Cam can't even hide that he supports Musetti. Interesting comment. 15-30. You didn't watch the preview video. All right. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve to the forehand of Musetti. Return goes to the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti, a forehand inside out to the backhand of Alcaraz. Musetti, forehand again. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Alcaraz hits it out. Oh no. 15-40. Musetti to steal the first. Chat, this is why serving first matters. And what I said before matters even more. Musetti serving first made me mattered even more. Because now he's about to take the set. 15-40. 2 set points. Alcaraz serves. We haven't had a break for the entire set. And Alcaraz serves a fault. Uh-oh. Second serve. Second serve. To the forehand of Musetti. Return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti. Forehand down the line. Alcaraz runs right into the forehand. Wide! Why'd he run around it? Alcaraz didn't want to hit backhands. And he loses the set. Musetti takes it 6-4. Okay. All right. Yep. Cool. 47 minutes, 6-4 Musetti. Hello? What? Strange. I mean, I said if it's going to be a match, you have to win the first, and now it's a match. Now we've got a match. Wow. Alcaraz ran around a back... chat, I have to show you on the board because this was a strange decision by Alcaraz, right? So Alcaraz, right? His backhand... This is Alcaraz. Whoop. So Alcaraz... First, he hit a forehand, right? Because Musetti was hitting it to the forehand. So they're going back and forth pretty central. But then Musetti kind of went out here, and then Alcaraz ran around, but by the time he decided to run, he was about here, and then he just sprayed it. Like, Alcaraz was just chilling, and then all of a sudden, instead of hitting a backhand, he ran around and tried to hit a forehand, but while he was running, he was off balance, and he missed it completely. Like, he left his run too early. By the way, that set was ugly. A lot of errors. That was an ugly set. It was intense because it was close, but it was ugly. But yeah, like he was hitting a backhand. He should have just hit a backhand. Like a routine, and then he would have stayed in the rally. But instead, he ran around. He hits the forehand, and because he's running this way, he dragged it this way. Bad choice of shot by Alcaraz, which cost him the set. Ugly set. A lot of errors. But I'll tell you, I think an ugly match, it favors Musetti. Because if it's ugly, it means that Alcaraz is not playing well. And if Alcaraz is not playing well, Musetti has a better chance. So an ugly match is what Musetti wants. All right. Subscribe to the whiteboard. Okay. First hit in the bag, and Musetti serving first in the second. I just told you how important that was. I told you how important that was in the first set, Musetti serving. He's going to stay in the lead again. By the way, Alcaraz's first serve percentage, garbage. 44% of first serves in, that is terrible. Musetti's serve is keeping him alive. Even though the rallies are ugly. As the return goes into the forehand of Musetti, Alcaraz forehand pass, off the tape. Musetti forehand to the backhand of Alcaraz. Musetti with a backhand goes wide. Yeah, see, Musetti just didn't get back in time. I love how all the people now are going, Musetti's going to win straights. Okay. Yeah, because that's what you said at the start of the day. I'm sure you believe, yeah. Okay. Obviously, you don't like Musetti. A journalist shouldn't take part. I'm not a journalist. 15-0. As we get an ace from Musetti, 30-15. 30-15. As Musetti serves again. Serve as a fault, second serve. Second serve. To the point of Alcaraz. Good approach. Then he volleys it wide. Oh my God. Alcaraz is just... I'll be honest, Alcaraz played terrible. This is the worst we've seen Alcaraz this week. He is shocking today. 40-15. Serve. Into the forehand of Alcaraz, and Alcaraz has a wide. Musetti, 1-love in the second. Man. All right. 1-love Musetti. I would love to see Musetti winning RG. While Musetti will win this in straights, Carlos is completely lost. Okay. All right. 1-love. As Alcaraz with a backhand to the slice of Musetti. As Alcaraz's forehand goes cross court in the forehand of Musetti. Again, the forehand of Alcaraz. Down the line. That's a great shot. Musetti puts up a lob. It's very high. And it's in. And then Alcaraz puts away the smash. 15 love. Does Musetti have Novak's agent? I don't know. I have no idea. All right, 15 love. Serve again from Alcaraz in the forehand. Musetti. Alcaraz drop shot. He's in the net. 15-all. Man, Carlos is making all the errors. Musetti's not playing... I mean, I wouldn't say he was lucky to win the first because he played solid and he served well. But serving first has been a massive plus for... has been a massive advantage for Musetti. Staying in front and being able to like have a go at the returns has been perfect. I mean, he served well. That's what, he wouldn't be able to get those chances, Chad, if he wasn't serving first and he wasn't serving well. Now, as Alcaraz puts away the winner, 30-15. There's a reason why we call it stealing the set, chat. In the first set, Musetti was playing okay, but he stole the set. He stole that set. Why is Musetti still serving first? Good question. Calm down. Alcaraz will win. Okay. Am I not calm? 40-15. All right. Let me draw you to. Okay. Let's do this again. Hang on. Let me just do this thing. All right. So, Alcaraz holds. All right, so Musetti, I think Musetti won the toss, elected to serve, right, which is smart. So Musetti served the first game, Alcaraz second game. Third, so it was 1-1, and it was 1-0, and then it was 1-2, or 2-1. Whatever. Hang on. It was 1-1. It was 1-0. And then it was 2-2, right? 2-2. And then Musetti served again. And it was 3-2. And then it was 3-0. Right? And then it was 3... What was it? And then it was 4-3. Does that look good? That'll do. And then it was 4-0, right? And then Musetti served to go to 5. How do I do a 5? Right? And then Alcaraz served at 5-4, right? And he lost the game. So that is why Musetti served first. Serving first in the second, because that's the first set done. And then Musetti serve. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Musetti first game. Alcaraz serving at 5-4. He lost the set. He lost that game. So there's back to Musetti. Yes? Does that make sense? That's why Musetti's serving first, because Alcaraz served last in the first set. Or served second. He served the final game of the first. So Musetti gets to start. It's his turn again. It's always the opposite person, whoever just served. It always alternates every time. Doesn't matter if it's the start of the second or the first. It's the opposite person every time. Anyways, love 30 and a chance, love 40 for Alcaraz to break. That makes sense? Hopefully it makes sense. Yeah, they alternate serve every single game. The only exception is a tiebreak, and that counts as a game. But we talked about that yesterday. Okay. I'm getting really good at drawing backwards, Chad. Okay, love 40. Alcaraz's break. Here in the second, he hits a return long, and it's 15-40. I always wondered that. Yeah. That was a fault, by the way. Second serve. Love 40. As we're serving to the back end of Alcaraz. Backhand out from Musetti. Into the back end of Alcaraz. Musetti forehand. Drop shot. But Alcaraz going to get it. And hit a drop shot back. Musetti can't get it. Alcaraz too good. I tell you, chat, it did feel a little bit like Carlos was a little bit cruisy in the first set. He wasn't being super intense. He had kind of he wasn't laughing and smiling, but it didn't feel like Carlos was serious in the first set, really. He wasn't really shouting. It didn't look like he was bothered by what was going on. But now he looks like he's ready to go. He's kind of picked up the intensity. He looks serious. And finally, he gets a little bit of a shout as well for the first time in the match. But the first set, it kind of looked like he wasn't really he didn't seem like he had the intensity. But now he's locked in. I wouldn't say that he was playing silly, but he didn't look, I don't know, he just didn't feel like he was giving it his all, But now he's starting to play. All right. Why does the tennis have to be yellow? Always yellow. What, the tennis ball? I don't know. Because it's easy to see. It's the easiest color to see, I guess. You always said he's a slow starter. Yeah, but usually it's not like the first set. It's usually after 20 minutes. He's a slow starter for the first 20 minutes, and then he gets into it. All right. I kind of want Musetti to win this set to make it a 5-setter. I don't think he needs to win this set to be 5 sets. I reckon Musetti could win the the third, if it is 1-1. 15-love. Yeah, Carlos woke up. Exactly. All right. 15-love. As a return from Musetti goes in the front of Alcaraz. Musetti backhand down the line. That's a good shot, but Alcaraz gets with a forehand and overhits it. Casual forehand from Alcaraz. 15-all. Why is Roland Garros in Paris? Well, Roland Garros is the name of the place that the tennis is. I guess the question would be, why is the French Open at Roland Garros? But Roland Garros is the venue name. It's not... they could put Roland Garros somewhere else, I guess, but... the tournament... The name Roland Garros comes from the tournament name. And it's also named after a person. 15-all. Is it a forehand cross-court winner by Musetti? 15-30. But the French Open could be moved, but then it wouldn't be called Roland Garros. Unless they moved. I'm pretty sure the surrounding area, I'm pretty sure it's it's like Wimbledon, right? Roland Garros is like Wimbledon. Wimbledon can't be called Wimbledon unless it's played, because it's played in Wimbledon, the town. I think Roland Garros is played in, the venue is in, oh no, maybe not. Maybe the venue is just called Roland Garros. I thought it was in the province of Roland Garros, but that's not true. Oh, Roland Garros is the stadium. So yeah, it's kind of I guess they could move it. They could move it then. 15-40, breakback points. They could move it. And they could keep the name. Roland Garros is a complex name. Yeah. It's the name of the venue. Also, the venue is named Roland Garros. So you could move it, but why would you want to? It'd be a lot of effort. But yeah, Roland Garros was a person. He was a pilot, right? Oh my God, Alcaraz, what are you doing? 2-0. Break back straight away. That was so casual. Carlos is just not... What is going on? By the way, Musetti's standing right next to Dustin Hoffman, who's sitting right above the towels. Why don't they give him the shit seats? Benoit Paire sitting in the front row of like the royal box, and Dustin Hoffman sitting on the side behind the towels. What the hell? Why is Dustin Hoffman sitting under the sweaty towels? That's crazy. That's crazy. Couldn't give the man a seat on the royal box. Come on now. He's got to sit next to the sweaty towels. That's crazy. Maybe he wanted to sit there. Then it's 15 love. That's wild, chat. Maybe because he's not wearing a blazer. Not wearing a suit, so he had to sit next to the towel box. That's crazy. The man, I think, has won an Oscar, right? He's 87. Dustin Hoffman's 87? Holy shit. Doesn't look 87. 87? He doesn't look 80. Is he 87? That can't be right. No way. Doesn't look a day over 60. It's crazy. That is crazy. Anyways, 30 love as Musetti hits a wide, 30-15. Did he win an Oscar? Academy Awards. Yeah, he's won 2 Oscars. Oh, he won one for Rayman, of course. He's 87. Wild. Okay. 30-15. As we serve into the back end of Alcaraz, forehand from Musetti. Into the front of Alcaraz. That's a great cross-court winner. 30-all. Carlos is showing signs in the second set that he's showing better signs in the second. Like, he's definitely lifting the level a bit in the second, but still, he's still making too many errors, though. They stuck Rayman next to the sweaty towels. Yeah. Crazy. Just concentrate on tennis and ignore the side chats. All right, buddy. 40-30. As Musetti serves again. Why Carlos? Yeah. He's not all there today. Was it scary? I don't know what. Yeah, he just seems a little distracted. Serve is a fault. Second serve. Second serve, Musetti. Second serve. Serve to the front of Alcaraz. Return goes to the front of Musetti. Alcaraz backhand to the back of Musetti. As Alcaraz the forehand cross. Musetti again to the front of Alcaraz. As Musetti with the backhand. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Again to the front of Musetti. As Alcaraz forehand into the backhand of Musetti. Again to the front of Alcaraz. Musetti backhand again. Alcaraz. Forehand again to the back of Musetti. Goes down the line. Great shot. Alcaraz gets on the stretch. Musetti back in the rally with a cross-court forehand winner! Wow! What an angle from Musetti! Mrs. Musetti? Are they married? She improves. Chat, I've got to show you this because this was crazy, right? Alright, so Musetti was he's playing alright. He hits a backhand down the line. That was pretty good. He had Alcaraz moving, kind of rallying. But then he went with his cross court. That was crazy. The cross court forehand winner where Alcaraz was kind of here. That was the shot that Musetti hits. This cross court that landed like here. That was the shot. Set up with the backhand down the line. He puts the backhand down the line. Alcaraz going. But then that shot, that angle, Alcaraz kind of got to rack it out, but he wasn't getting it. It was good. It was a very solid cross-court winner. Off pace. It didn't have much pace, but that was the shot. All right, we're back with Musetti in the lead. 3-2. Chad, I'm going to get a board so I don't have to actually pick it up every time and put it back on the ground. That was a great shot. Great angle. You're overusing the chalkboard. Oh, my God. When did the Fun Police start recruiting more people? I feel like a lot more people are on the Fun Police today. Who called the Fun Police, chat? All right. Musetti goes out. 15 love. 15 love. As Alcaraz serves again. It's a fault. Second serve. Alcaraz's energy is muted. Yeah, I know, right? Alcaraz is definitely not showing too much emotion. And that's not good. Musetti, Alcaraz might have just given this point up. Musetti apparently hit it out, but Alcaraz, it was on the line. Alcaraz is not here. I don't know where he is, but Alcaraz is not here. He just gave away a point like it was like he's just like, stop the point. Oh, it was out. No, it wasn't. It was in. Uh-oh. 15-all. Like, Alcaraz is not here. I don't know what's got... Carlos is weird. This is weird, chat. He does not seem engaged in this match. He doesn't seem, like, angry. He just kind of seems a little lost out there. Like, he's just kind of, like, just going through the motions kind of thing. It's weird. 15-all. As a return from Musetti. Goes in the front of Alcaraz. Musetti, with a forehand inside out, goes wide. 30-15. 30-15. Have you ever coached before? Yes. I was a coach for a long time. And then I stopped coaching because this channel took over my life. 30-15. 30-15. Serve out wide as a fault. Second serve. As we return now to the front of Alcaraz. Drop shot from Alcaraz is good. Musetti gets it though. And then Alcaraz hits a backhand lob. Musetti with a backhand smash. Good shot, but Alcaraz with the forehand goes long. Nice hustle, Musetti. Again, Alcaraz is just playing a little casual. He is not... I don't know if he's taking Musetti as seriously as he should. And that's not good. 30-all. He like hit a great drop shot and then he kind of like hits a lob. Unless he's like sick or something and he's like not got energy because he's not feeling well, but we don't know that. So we can only assume that he's fine. We can't be speculating, oh, maybe he had a bad night's sleep. I don't know. I wasn't there. 30-all. Chance for Musetti to break in the second. Serving to the front of Musetti. Return goes to the front of Alcaraz. Musetti slice. Alcaraz comes into the net with a volley and then he puts it away. That was better. I feel like Alcaraz just needs to get angry. He just seems a little meh. He needs to start being Rafa, you know, like getting... We need a roar. He needs the roar, chat. 40-30. First serve's a fault, second serve. He's not celebrating any points. As we get back on Musetti in the back of Alcaraz. Musetti with a forehand to the front of Alcaraz. That's a good shot. Musetti gets on the stretch. But it goes wide and Alcaraz shakes the fist. 3-3. 3-all. What was my favorite and least favorite thing about coaching? There wasn't too many least favorites. I can't even really... the least favorite, maybe that I couldn't... that I couldn't do it all day, that it was only like coaching during the day doesn't really happen because people are working and, it's like after hours job when it's after 5 o'clock job because, most of the people I was coaching, it wasn't during the day because they're not available. So it sucks that the thing I don't like about coaching is that it's definitely a full-time gig. You can have a full-time gig with it, but when you're a club coach, it's really after 3 o'clock because that's when people finish school, people finish work. So I kind of wish, that's the one downside for me. But the upside, there's a million. Volley from Musetti is good. Alcaraz puts up a lob. Musetti with a smash. It's too good. 15 love. Just helping people get better. That's the upside. I love that. When somebody has one of those moments where you they're doing something that getting frustrated why they can't hit this shot, and then you just go, oh, just change this, and then all of a sudden they can start doing the thing that they thought they couldn't, and then they their mind explodes. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe it. That's the best feeling. When you help someone. You say so, you just change one thing about their game and they can finally do the thing that they have been trying to do. That's the best thing about coaching. And teaching, I'm sure. When you just give that one piece of wisdom and then they just kind of look at you like, oh my God, I can do this now. And you're like, yeah, you can hit serves. All right, 15-0. As Musetti serves again. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Double fault. Oof. All right. Alcaraz 15-30. Watching people grow in the sport that you love. Yeah, it's great. It's awesome. And I get that from here as well. If I say something or I show something on the board or whatever and you're like, oh, I didn't know that. That's the similar feeling. I don't know everything. But hopefully I can say one thing that somebody in the chat goes, oh, I didn't know that. And then that's good enough for me. 30-0. Nice serving Musetti trying to keep the lead. 1 second, chat. All right, 40-30. Musetti to get the lead back. God, Alcaraz, he needs to lock in. Musetti serves. Into the front of Alcaraz. Front of Musetti's a drop shot. Alcaraz slice. Musetti volley lob. Alcaraz runs back. Hits a tweener. Musetti with a volley. Alcaraz slice again. Musetti with a volley winner. And it's 4-3 Musetti. Alcaraz can't even win the trick shot rallies at the moment. 4-3. 4-3. Can you please tell me why I'm skying my backhands then, please? Okay, so anybody, and a few people ask me questions just like that. I can't give you that information because there could be 10 different reasons you're doing that. I can't do that without seeing what you're doing. If I look at what you're doing and I see your backhand, then I can tweak it to hopefully not do that. I can't do that with words. So if you're saying I'm doing this, I could give you 10 different answers, but it might not apply to your situation. So that's where I can't help you with your game specifically. But I can draw tactics. I can do other things that could give you maybe an idea. But yeah, the only way I could actually help you with your game is if I saw what you were doing. Because I have no idea what your backhand looks like. I have no idea. I have no idea why you're shanking the shot. I don't know why your forehand is the way it is. I don't know. I have to see it. By the way, Alcaraz is not in a good mood. All right, 4-3. 4-3. How do you know when to serve and volley? I mean, you could serve and volley whenever you want. There's no there's times when you probably shouldn't serve and volley. All right, 15-love, second serve ace. Like, for example, if it's 30-all at 5-all in the third set and you don't serve volley very well, I wouldn't serve and volley. Because that's probably not your go-to thing to do. But you could serve and volley whenever you want. It just depends on if you're good or not at serve and volleying. And if you're not good at serve and volleying, maybe throw it in at 40-love. But yeah. But if you only serve and volley, or you've got a great serve and volley, maybe do it at 40, 30, or I don't know. But yeah, there's not really a time to serve and volley. You can just do it when you feel you want to. But maybe there's smarter times to not do it when you're, 30-love. Alcaraz is a lovely volley. Like, you don't want to play a game that you're not good, you're not confident in, a style that you're not comfortable playing in a moment when you probably want to play your best tennis, right? 30-love. Yeah, if you're Pete Sampras, you'll serve volley every time. But that's his best play. Oh, man, drop shot in the net, Alcaraz again. I don't know how many misses Alcaraz has had. Has he hit a drop shot winner all day? I feel like he hasn't. I feel like Alcaraz is not been serving and volleying. Not been serving and volleying. Not been hitting drop shots well at all. Oh man, this kid, dad and his two kids have printed Alcaraz 25 shirts. Jeez, that's what's the word? Backhand to backhand rally. That goes out by Alcaraz 30-all. 30-all. Now, Alcaraz does have strapping, it seems like, on his right thigh, but I would not blame that for his losses. I don't think Alcaraz is losing because he has a strapping on his thigh. It seems much more that he's just not focused. He is not locked in. All right, Alcaraz serves. 30-all. Serving to the forehand of Musetti. Return goes to the forehand of Alcaraz. Alcaraz puts that away. And a big vamos from Alcaraz, 40-30. I'll tell you, chat, very interesting situation here. This is, again, Grand Slam tennis is interesting. Because right now, if he was playing like this in a 3-setter, you'd say Musetti's going to win. But it's a 5-setter, so he doesn't have to win the set, Alcaraz. Obviously, he doesn't want to lose this set. But it kind of has that vibe, if you remember Alcaraz versus Paul Wimbledon, where Alcaraz, I think, was down a set and a break early in the second. Came back to win, though. It's like that moment now, where Alcaraz needs to lock in real and play well now. Because he could be down 2-11 in no time. But he also could be 1-all and none of what's happened matters. All right. It's that sort of moment where you're like, the favorite is down a set and he's this close to a 2-set lead, Musetti. But Alcaraz could steal the set right now and it's like, okay, we're back to even, doesn't matter. Like, the next 4 games are going to be very important here. For both players. I mean, Musetti with a 2-set lead, hell yeah. Not that he hasn't lost the leads before. We'll talk about that if we get to it. But this is massive for both guys. Like, right now is the most important part of the match. No excuse for Alcaraz. He just doesn't look locked in. 15-love. All right, 15-love. Musetti serves again. Love. That's what a fault second serve. Second serve. As that goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti with a backhand. Down the line, great shot. Alcaraz slices it back. Musetti comes in with a backhand winner down the line again. 2 beautiful backhands, Musetti, 30-love. Can you explain why you say steal the set? So when I say steal the set, or, he robbed him, it means that, like, the guy that was serving, and this is, I don't know if anyone else, I've never heard this term before, I just don't know why I just say it because it feels right. It's when you're serving to stay in the set and the other guy breaks to win the set, when he hasn't broken you at all in the match. Or at least hasn't broken you all in the set, right? So the first set, for example, there was no breaks. As Alcaraz comes to net, lob goes up, Musetti. It goes long for 30-15. So for the first set, right, nobody broke, right? There was no breaks to serve. And then at 5-4, the first break of the match happened at the end of the set. And Musetti, the first set was perfect because Musetti wasn't playing as well as Alcaraz. Alcaraz was playing a little bit better. Musetti was barely hanging on to serve. And then all of a sudden, Musetti wins the break out of nowhere and therefore stole the set because it wasn't his set. It was maybe not Alcaraz's set, but it didn't feel like Musetti was playing better in the first set. You know what I mean? So that's why I say steal the set, because it was probably heading to a tiebreak. It should have been a tiebreak if you go by the stats. Alcaraz with a return winner, 30-all. Does that make sense? 30-all. Musetti better lock in too, because this is a very important moment. If he just gets a little sloppy here, it's going to be one set all, and that first set doesn't count. Serving to the forehand of Alcaraz is a fault. Second serve, Musetti. Second serve. There's a big point for Alcaraz. Second serve. Return goes in. Nope, it doesn't. Goes out. Great serve, Musetti on the second. And Alcaraz overhit it. All right, Musetti to take the lead again. And then force Alcaraz to serve to stay in the second. I'll tell you what, Papa Alcaraz looks a little bit nervous. All right, Musetti serves. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand of Musetti. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Musetti with a forehand cross. Goes long. We get the deuce. Chat, this game might be the most important game of the match. This might be the most important game, chat. We get the deuce. There's a bit of fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand of Musetti. Down the line. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Cross court in the net. Oof. Musetti with the backhand down the lines are keeping him in this game. Advantage Musetti. Advantage Musetti. All right, serve again. The backhand of Alcaraz. Musetti backhand to the backhand of Alcaraz. As Musetti with a forehand again to the backhand of Alcaraz. He goes down the middle. Musetti slices it back. Into the Alcaraz forehand. Musetti doing a lot more running. He gets it back though. Alcaraz goes down the line. Musetti can't get that one. That was a Carlos Alcaraz point. And we get the deuce. Musetti doing all the running. Huge pressure on Alcaraz if Musetti holds. Oh yeah, this is a massive game. By the way, we're almost at 1,000 likes. Appreciate that. Don't forget to sub as well. We've got Sinner versus Djokovic coming up in about 3 hours. Which, at this rate, we'll probably still be watching this match in 3 hours. All right, serve again. From Musetti. Into the back of Alcaraz. Musetti with a drop shot. Alcaraz slices it back. Musetti with a half volley pickup, and Alcaraz puts it away. That was better play by Alcaraz. Advantage Alcaraz. To get the break. Serve for the second. All right. That was a better slice. Right at the feet of Musetti. Whereas if Alcaraz just sliced that down the line, Musetti could have had a pass. But that was a smart shot. One of the smartest shots that he's hit today, Alcaraz. Advantage, Carlos. To take the break. So the forehand of Alcaraz, return goes forehand of Musetti. Alcaraz forehand, cross court. Musetti gets it with the forehand down the line. Alcaraz in control. Backhand cross. Into the back of Musetti. Alcaraz backhand again. Goes wide. Trying to push Musetti off the court, but he pushed it wide instead. Deuce. All right, we get the deuce. Serve. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Musetti forehand goes wide. Great depth on the return. And Musetti couldn't control it. Advantage Alcaraz. Advantage Alcaraz. To take the lead. Yeah, it hit the line on the return. It was a great return from Alcaraz. Advantage Musetti. Advantage Alcaraz. Musetti serves. To the backhand of Alcaraz. Volley Musetti is too good. He wasn't going to serve volley, but he saw that the return was high, so he came in. That was smart. All right, back to deuce. Very important game. With every deuce point, it's getting even more important. I don't know who needs this set more. Maybe Musetti needs it more? It's a very important set. Because if Musetti gets it, 2 sets to love, you're forcing Alcaraz to come back from the dead. But if Alcaraz wins it, it's almost like Musetti never had a lead. So it cancels out Musetti's lead, and then Alcaraz is like, well, now I just have to win 2 sets. And I have momentum. So I don't know who needs it more, chat. Who needs the set more? Great return from Alcaraz. Back into Musetti, though. Open court. Alcaraz puts up a lob. Musetti with the smash. And it's advantage Musetti. Because Musetti has lost 2 sets to love lead at this event twice. So being up 2 sets to love for Musetti is really, really great and yay. But also he has lost from 2 sets to love twice here before. So that's got to be lingering in his mind too if he does win this set. It's not a and especially making the Grand Slam final for the first time, and you're up 2 sets to love. Like that's, you know what I mean? One was against Djokovic, one was against Tsitsipas. Hard advantage Musetti to take the lead again. As we get a backhand return to the forehand of Musetti. That's a great shot. Alcaraz slices it back. And then Musetti volleys it. Alcaraz going to get there with a backhand, but Musetti puts it away. Musetti holds. He knows how big that hold was too. Big shout from Musetti. He knows that was so important. 5-4. Now Alcaraz is serving to stay in the set again. Chat, where are we watching from? Let me know. Where are we watching from? I'm in Australia. It's midnight. Where are we watching from, chat? Let me know. Djokovic 3-0. Cool. Belgium, we've got Chicago, Dublin, India, Tokyo, USA, Chicago again, Michigan, Nepal, Israel, India, Scotland, New York, Serbia, Ethiopia. We got Italy, Ireland, Philippines. We got Florida. We've got a lot of people from Italy. Love to see it. All right, Alcaraz serving to stay in the set. Lob goes up by Musetti, but it's wide. 15, love. We've got New Zealand. We've got Australia, Hong Kong, Denmark. We've got South Africa in the house, Argentina, Detroit, Sri Lanka, Madagascar in the house. What's up? Taiwan, Zimbabwe as well. And it's served down the tee from Alcaraz. Musetti slices it back, but no. Alcaraz over the fault. Second serve. Boston, Mexico. Canada in the house. Spain, Brazil. Vietnam as well. Portugal. Serving to the backhand of Musetti. Return goes forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti with the forehand of the stretch. Into the forehand of Alcaraz as Musetti backhand. Down the line goes wide. And it's 30 love. Nigeria, France, New York, Dubai, Thailand, Poland, Wales, Bangladesh, California, Morocco, Cambodia. All right, 30 love. As Alcaraz serves a let. Love. Serving the backhand of Musetti. Return goes forehand of Alcaraz. Drop. Oh, it's a slice. Interesting shot. I love that shot. The forehand slice, trick, disguise. Love that. Love that. 40 love. It's a Federer shot, that is. 40 love. As it is served in the forehand of Musetti. Forehand out from Alcaraz. The backhand of Musetti. Slice goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Alcaraz hits it out though. 40-15. Shall I've got to draw it down because you probably don't know. Like, this is such a crazy shot. I know Federer did a lot, but this is what happened. So what happens? What is that disguise? So you've got Musetti here, right? Alcaraz here. Alcaraz goes to hit a drop shot. Now he could hit a drop shot here. He could hit one here. He could hit one here. So Musetti starts to run, right? But then what he does at the last minute is that he hits it here. And Musetti is like here, right? When Alcaraz is about to go for the drop shot, it's 5-all. So Alcaraz is lining up for a drop shot. Musetti's like, oh shit, I'm going to run. I'm going to run because it's going to be here. But then he goes, tricked you, slice. And he goes here. And Musetti's already here. So it goes behind him. It's a very hard shot to do. And you've almost got to be like, I'm going to do a drop shot, but I'm not really going to do it. Federer did it all the time. He'd do a forehand slice winner. But you got the guy tricked because he thinks he's going to go here, but then you go here or you hit it deep and the other guy's like, oh God. You know what I mean? That's why it's so good. That's why it's such a good shot because it's already a great, because you look like you're going to hit a forehand normally, right? You're going to like rip and then you go, no, drop shot, but then a slice. So you've made the other guy thinks you're going to hit 3 different shots in the one shot, right? First he thinks you're going to hit a normal forehand, then he thinks you're going to hit a drop shot, but then he thinks then you hit a slice forehand, so you tricked him twice. Does that make sense? Because the drop shot's already a disguise, but then you disguise the drop shot by hitting another shot. It's like 5-dimensional chess. Like, it's crazy. It's such a crazy, crazy shot. Love 15. And only like players that can, Alcaraz and Federer, not many players do that shot because it's really tough to do. You've got to be thinking 7 steps ahead of yourself. Love 15. But then you got to execute it, and like you have to be crazy good. And it's a rare shot to see. Backhand goes in to the backhand of Musetti, sliced into the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti, forehand cross, goes long, love 30. Chance for Alcaraz to break here. Love 30.
Serve again. How good are you at tennis?
Hey, thank you for the donation. How good am I at tennis? I don't know. I can hit a ball. I can play tennis. That's love 30. As Musetti serves again. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Musetti with a forehand. Into the backhand of Alcaraz, who puts it in the net. 15-30. I don't know. It kind of feels like Alcaraz's got to win this game. He's got to break here. I don't know if 2 games in a row having a chance to take the lead and serve for it. I don't know if this is... I don't know how he's going to feel if he doesn't win this game as well. And then Musetti might win the second in 7-5. That'd be crazy. Do I like pickleball? Pickleball's fine. I won't play it, but that's fine. I have no problem with pickleball. All right, 30-all. Good serve, Musetti. All right. Musetti with his second ace of the day. 30-all. 30-all. As Musetti serves the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti, forehand down the line. Alcaraz backhand goes into the forehand of Musetti. Alcaraz reacts with a forehand. Musetti in control with a slice. Now Alcaraz back in the rally. Now Musetti in trouble. Hits a backhand long. Alcaraz gets a break point, 30-40. To take the break and serve for the second. 30-40. Alcaraz did break earlier in this set. 30-40. As the return goes in the forehand of Musetti. Alcaraz forehand is into the back of Musetti. Lob goes up. Alcaraz smash. Musetti gets it back with another lob. But that lob goes wide. And Carlos breaks. And he shakes his fist to the crowd. All right. 6-5. 6-5. 6-5 Alcaraz. Now he's going to serve at the set. Last couple of games, though, have been tough for Musetti. He's had the chance. He's been battling. Alcaraz had the chances. Just what he needed, yeah. Let's see if he can hold, though, because he did have the break earlier. His team know how important that game is. They're all like, oh, Jesus. Win the set, damn it. Okay. All right, here we go. Serve to take the second set, Alcaraz. It's been a battle. Hey, Guga Quirton's in the house. We love Guga. All right. Alcaraz serves. A fault. Second serve. Seven to the forehand of Musetti. Return to the backhand of Alcaraz. Musetti. Forehand inside out at the backhand of Alcaraz. Again, the forehand of Musetti. Alcaraz backhand. Again to the forehand of Musetti. And Musetti in the net. 15-love. $15-love. $15-love. As a return, Goes in the form of Alcaraz. Drop shot's good. Musetti gets it with a slice. Then Alcaraz puts up a lob. Musetti smash. Alcaraz backhand goes again to the slice of Musetti. Alcaraz slices it back. Then Musetti with a forehand into the form of Alcaraz, who shanks it. All right, Musetti levels 15-all. $15-all. Hey, thank you, Nazi, for the donation as well. Appreciate that. Thank you for the donation. Carlo.
Amazing how level-headed Musetti has been so far.
He has, for sure. He has been very impressive how cool he's been. All right, 15-all. Alcaraz serve. Oh, that's a very late call on the fault. Great return by Musetti as well, by the way. All right, serve again. Is a double fault. 15-30. 15-30. $15-30. As we return into the forehand of Musetti, forehand from Alcaraz, into the back of Musetti is Alcaraz forehand, into the forehand of Musetti, Alcaraz again, to the forehand of Musetti, crossed into the forehand of Alcaraz, Musetti with a backhand slice, into the backhand of Alcaraz, Musetti backhand again, into the backhand of Alcaraz, Musetti with a backhand on the stretch. Oh, what a cross-court winner from Musetti, 15-40. All right. What a shot by Musetti. Just a flick cross-court winner. that was a jab that turned into a knockout. I mean, that was just like just a backhand slap. 15-40. And Alcaraz was standing right there. I mean, he wasn't out of court or anything, Alcaraz. He was standing right there and it still went past him. 15-40. First serve is a fault. Second serve. I tell you, if Alcaraz loses this set now, it's going to be real brutal. Return. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand of Musetti. Again to the backhand of Alcaraz. And Musetti gets a slice. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Again, the backhand of Musetti sliced. Alcaraz, forehand, cross court. Goes out! We're going to a tie-break. Musetti, by the way, perfect on break points. 3 for 3 on break points, Musetti. Tie-break, jeez. Chat, this is a big deal. This is a big tie-break. I still don't know who needs it more. Does Musetti need a 2-set buffer? Or at this point, you feel like Alcaraz needs it more mentally, right? Having the chances, giving them back. I feel like Alcaraz needs to win this set more. Because Musetti's been fighting back in the set. He wasn't. This has been Alcaraz's set. He's been up a break twice. He served for it. If he doesn't take it, I mean, that's a kick in the... I don't know. Anyways, backhand slice from Musetti. Goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti, backhand lob. Alcaraz with a smash. That's a winner. And it's 1-love Alcaraz. Kick in the shin? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. 1-0 Carlos. All right. Serve again. Again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Serve again. is a fault. Second serve. As a return. Goes in the back of Alcaraz. Back into Musetti. Down the line. Goes wide. Oh, it goes in. It was just in. 4-1 to 4-1 now as Alcaraz hits the backhand cross. Musetti puts up another lob. But it goes long. 2-love Alcaraz. Cam is such not a fan of Alcaraz, he can't even hide it. Hey, Zuko, can you say something like, why do you got to repeat yourself every hour? It's kind of boring. Oh, you said that already. So, like, come up with something more original. 2-love. Also, you must be new here because I don't think anybody's ever said that I don't like Alcaraz. As with a serve. Into the forehand Musetti. Return goes back into Alcaraz. That's a winner. 3-love Carlos. Boo. Or yay. I don't know. You make it up. You make up your mind. All right, 3-love. Alcaraz got to win this set. You got to win this set. He has to win this set. As with a fault, second serve. Second serve. To the backhand of Alcaraz, return goes wide. 3-1. 3-1. Did Musetti become really that good? He is really that good. Serve again. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Back into Musetti. In the back of Alcaraz. Musetti back in again. In the net. 4-1 Alcaraz. Double mini break. Double mini break. 4-1. Serve into the backhand of Musetti. Return. Into the backhand of Alcaraz. Musetti. Another backhand to the backhand of Alcaraz. Just backhand to backhand. Slice now goes in from Musetti as Alcaraz forehand inside out. Slice again from Musetti. As Alcaraz hits a drop shot. And it goes over this time, but it hit the tape. Got a little lucky, but Alcaraz finally hits a drop shot winner. 5-1. 5-1. Carlos. 2 points away from taking the second. And Carlos Alcaraz says, sorry, I didn't mean to hit the net. But also, give me the set. Only his fourth drop shot winner. I feel like he's hit way more drop shot errors today. 5-1 Alcaraz. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Nearly 2 hours played as well. Second serve. And volley. Nope, no volley required. 6-1. 6-1 Alcaraz. To take the second set. Five set points. 5 set points. As a return, goes in the forehand of Musetti. Musetti puts it away, saves one. 6-2 Alcaraz. All right. Set point number 2. There's a bit of fault. Second serve. Second serve. Out wide. And that's a great serve. Return goes long by Alcaraz. 6-3. Musetti holds his serves. But now Alcaraz is going to serve to take the second. 6-3. Cam is secretly a Musetti fan. We'll never know. We'll never know. 6-3. 6-3. As Alcaraz serves. To the back of Musetti. Return. Into the front of Alcaraz. Musetti. Forehand inside out. Alcaraz gets there with the backhand. Into the front of Musetti. As Alcaraz with the forehand down the line again. Musetti. Backhand slice. Alcaraz winds up. Hits a slice forehand. Musetti with a pass in the nets. 1 set all. Alcaraz doesn't really react, which is weird. I think something's going on with Alcaraz. Maybe he's just tired. I don't know why. He's not really fired up, though. Maybe he knows that the job's not done. But he takes the second with a mooted celebration. He's not really like... You would have thought he would lose his mind. But he's kind of just like, yeah. Woo. Like, okay. 1 set all. Musetti. Sorry, Alcaraz is serving first in the third. Yeah, Alcaraz has just got that look on his face where he just doesn't look like bothered by anything, which is not a good look. But he won the second, so who gives a shit? It's level, who cares? Could be more of a relief, maybe. Yeah, maybe it's relief. He was fired up when he got the break earlier, but other than that. All right. How we doing, chap? What's going on? In that set, by the way, 15 winners, 14 errors from Alcaraz, 14 winners, 12 errors from Musetti. So both players played much better than the first set. But the thing is, Alcaraz got better, but Musetti did as well. Whereas in the first set, it felt like Musetti was hanging on, and Alcaraz has more chances to break, but Musetti, to his credit, has not been broken as many times. Novak might beat Sinner, do you think? No. I mean, he might, but he won't. Everybody thinks that Djokovic will win against Sinner. I don't. Next week, haircut is a must, Cam. Guys, some of you focus on the weirdest things. I think there was some great Italian players back in the 70s. Yeah. Panatta was the last French Open Italian champion. On the men's side. Adriano Panatta. Nole could win in 5. Look, Nole could win, right? It wouldn't be out of the question to say, like, could Djokovic beat Sinner? He could, and it would be an epic, and it would be like what, kind of like the same as Alcaraz, him beating Alcaraz in Australia. Like, nobody expected it to happen. But I can't pick against Sinner right now. Only Alcaraz can beat Sinner. That's the narrative. That's the common... Everybody knows that only Sinner loses to Alcaraz, right? You're so negative. Give Nole benefit of doubt. How am I negative by making a prediction? I don't get it. I pick one guy, but it's not the one you want me to pick, so I'm negative. I'm sure all the Sinner fans are saying I'm very positive. 15 love. You highly... John, but if you are a Djokovic fan, you are not going to agree with me picking Sinner. Obviously. That's fine. I wouldn't expect you to be like, yeah, Cam, you're right. Djokovic is going to lose, even though I love him. Like, come on. All right. 30 love Alcaraz. 30 love. Serve again. Here's a fault. Second serve. 30 love as Alcaraz serves in the backhand of Musetti. Return goes short in the forehand of Alcaraz, who hits a drop shot. And that's a winner. 40 love. All right, 40 love. Why is Alcaraz serving first? Because Musetti served first in the tiebreak, and the tiebreak counts as a game. So that's why. As Alcaraz hits a winner, it's 1 love. So Alcaraz served to get to 6-all. Musetti served the tiebreak, even though he didn't serve the whole tiebreak, but he served first in the tiebreak. So that counts as his game, and then Alcaraz is served now. That's the way. The serve, the tiebreak counts as a service game for the person who served first. That's the rule. How so sure Jannik beats Novak? Well, I don't think it's going to be a straight sets easy win for Sinner. I'm saying Djokovic gets a set, and I think he's going to make it very tough on Sinner for sure. But I've watched Sinner every match this week, and nobody has seemed to bother him. Not that he's played, Djokovic and Alcaraz every day, but even the guys he's played have not given him a shred of trouble. There was no chance. We thought Rublev and Lehechka were going to put up a fight. He destroyed them, right? Bublik, I don't think we expected much from Bublik because we all were thinking it was going to be Draper. But again, second set with Bublik serving well, made it interesting. But the first and third sets, Sinner was just ridiculous. And obviously, Djokovic is his biggest test. But I don't... If Sinner plays the way he did, I don't know how he loses. It won't be love, and 1. But it could be... It should be 4 sets. Sinner should win at least 4 sets if he plays that level. 15-all. Musetti forehand into the forehand of Alcaraz. As Musetti hits a backhand slice, Alcaraz slices it back. Musetti forehand into the forehand of Alcaraz. Now Musetti running with a forehand cross. Alcaraz slices it back. Musetti forehand inside out. Alcaraz with a backhand pass. Musetti with a half volley pickup. But Alcaraz there with a forehand. Musetti volleys it wide though. He knows it too. Musetti was there. He goes, I had the shot, but he missed it. 15-30. Love the way you deflect the naysayers. Yeah, I mean... yeah. I don't know. All right, 15-30. 15-30. As Musetti serves a fault second serve. Serve to the back of Alcaraz. Forehand of Musetti. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. And Musetti forehand of the stretch. Alcaraz is picking up the pace. And he's got break points. 15-40. Why is the roof closed? Because it was, if there's ever a chance of rain, they shut the roof. If they think it's going to rain, they shut the roof. All right, 15-40. Alcaraz to take the break early in the third. Musetti serves the backhand of Alcaraz. Backhand of Musetti. Into the backhand slice Alcaraz. Musetti comes to the net with the backhand down the line. Alcaraz with the pass. Musetti with the volley. Alcaraz gets with the backhand in the net. Ooh. That would have been a winner. This close. All right. 30-40, still break point. You're a tennis enjoyer, not a Novak or Sinner fan. You want a good game. Well, of course, yeah. I'd be disappointed if Sinner wins easily. I'd be disappointed. Or if Djokovic wins easy, I'd be disappointed. I feel like Djokovic winning easy though would be more surprising, and that would be kind of crazy, and fun. But I feel like if Sinner just wins easily, it's going to be like, well, what the hell? As we got a lob there from Musetti. Smash from Alcaraz. Musetti gets it there, but he goes wide. 2-love. It's like the Wimbledon final, right? Last year. We all expected a sequel to the original epic. And Alcaraz won the first 2 sets in an hour, and we're like, oh, okay. Like, I don't want a Wimbledon 2024 final in the Sinner match. I want 1 set all, going to a third, at least have something to cheer about, have some interest, right? I don't want Sinner to be up 2 sets to love in an hour, because that's not fun. Well, it is for Sinner, but it's not fun for as a watch to watch it. The only time there's an exception to that was at the Australian Open, when we didn't expect Sinner to be so ruthless. When he was up 2 sets to love against Djokovic, and we're like, wow, what is going on? Whereas if he's up 2 sets to love against Djokovic today, it's like, okay, we've seen this. We know who this is. We know this guy. We've seen this guy. Whereas back in Melbourne last year, when Sinner went up 2 sets to love in the semis against Djokovic, we all were like, what the hell is happening? Novak, what is he doing? It's not shocking anymore. So I don't want that to happen. I want it to be 1 set all, and then we go to a third, and we all have fun. Just like this match. 15-love. It's more interesting. As Alcaraz 30-love. 30-love. This is why Musetti need a second set more than Alcaraz. Yeah, I get you. I mean, Alcaraz, if he lost that set, I don't know if he was coming back. But momentum's a funny thing. Backhand goes into the forehand of Musetti. Musetti with an inside-out forehand winner. Beautiful shot. 30-15. 30-15. If Novak takes a 2 sets to love lead, that would be incredible. That would be insane. All right, serve again. Is good. The return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti forehand again. Lob. But he can't get it to the net. 40-15. 40-15. As we serve is a fault. Second serve. That's return. Goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Forehand from Musetti. The forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti hits it in the net. 3-love. 3-love. Alcaraz takes the lead. And he is cruising in this third set. All right. I think Alcaraz was playing with food earlier. Definitely didn't feel like he was playing as serious as he should have. And he didn't seem to be bothered by losing the first set, which was a little concerning. Like, he just doesn't, I wouldn't say he's not taking it seriously. He just didn't seem to be, he didn't seem to care about the gravity of this match, right? It seemed like he was he was taking it a little casual. Playing with his food, yeah. But, it just didn't seem like, I don't know, it just didn't seem like he was that bothered by what was going on. Until he started to lose in the second, it was like, oh, shit, now I got to play. But now he looks a little bit more like... And look, he's played this guy twice. He's beaten this guy twice this year. Musetti's never been a problem for Alcaraz except for that one time once, right? So is that why Alcaraz was maybe a little bit less intense in the first set and less intense in the match? I don't know. Maybe he's just taking it for granted. Like, oh, I'm going to beat this guy. I can beat this guy. This guy can't beat me. Yeah, but also it's a Grand Slam semi-final. Like he got here for a reason, right? It's not like Musetti, walked into the semis by retirement, or he had an easy draw, right? But I mean, is it confidence or is it casual? I don't know. Overconfident, it could have been too, right? Love 15. Again, don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't already. We're almost at 1,500 likes. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. We've got the next match coming up in about 2 hours. So we have some time to spare. As we did a double fault from Musetti. Love 30. Love 30. Serve again. Love 30. As the return goes into the back of Musetti. Alcaraz with a forehand. Winner. Love 40. Beautiful shot from Alcaraz. Love 40. Love 40. To take a 4-love lead, double break. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Into the front of Alcaraz. Great return. Musetti gets it back. And Alcaraz hits it out. 15-40. Alcaraz hit that out. Like, he meant it. 15-40. Like, he meant to hit that. He was hitting that hard. He's like, I'm going to hit this for a winner, or it's going to go hit the front row, and it hit the front row. $15.40. As we default. Second serve. As the return goes to the back end of Musetti, sliced into the forehand of Alcaraz. Slice again, Musetti goes wide, and there's a 4-love lead for Carlos. Man. Now it's getting ugly. All right. All right. Watching in Times Square. What's going on? How you doing? Shout out to Times Square. Anything interesting going on in Times Square today? Alcaraz versus Djokovic final? I mean, maybe. Could be. All right. 4-love Carlos. First serve is a fault. Second serve. As a return. Goes out by Musetti. 15-love. $15-love. As a return goes into the forehand of Alcaraz. Back into Musetti. Into the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti with a slice. Alcaraz forehand. Into the back end of Musetti. Alcaraz with a volley. Musetti with a forehand on the stretch. Goes long. 30-love. 30-love. Scrap this set and focus on the next one. Yeah, that's what Musetti's going to have to do. 30-love. Alcaraz serves again. Into the forehand of Musetti. Return goes long. 40-love. The Italian fans are looking miserable. This guy, he looks at his eye at the camera. He's like, "Oh, get that camera out of my face." Yeah, that guy is not happy. Serve. Into the slice of Musetti. Return goes in the forehand of Alcaraz. Musetti can't get that one. 5-love. Chad, how crazy that, 20 minutes ago? Maybe 20 minutes ago? I mean, not even. Maybe 30. Yeah, about 20 minutes ago. Because it's been 16 minutes, this set. Maybe 25 minutes ago, we were talking about how Musetti could go up 2 sets to love and Alcaraz was in trouble and whatever. 20 minutes later, it's about to be 2 sets to 1. Musetti's got the trainer on court. 16 minutes for 5-love. I mean, this is what Alcaraz does, right? Crazy. Musetti, by the way, looks like he's got a left thigh injury. His left thigh is something that needs treatment. So let's see. Why is he always injured whenever he plays Alcaraz? I mean, he wasn't injured when they played in Rome. Well, he had an injury, but it was a previous injury. All right. Here we go. It's going to be Musetti trying not to get bageled. By the way, it wasn't medical timeout. It was just an assessment. I smell walkover. There's no way Musetti is going to retire from a semi-final of a slam. There is no way. No way. No shot. All right. Alcaraz in the net, 15-love. Tell you what, though, the air of the excitement from this match has just completely gone out of the stadium. Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy. As return goes into the slice of Musetti. Alcaraz with a forehand cross. Musetti on the stretch. As Alcaraz forehand down the line. Musetti slices it back. And with a forehand again to the slice of Musetti. Puts it in the net. 15-0. "30 minutes ago, we were thinking that Alcaraz was so bad he should retire." Well, nobody said that. I didn't say that. But I'm sure it was said. All right, 15-0. As that goes out by Musetti. And Alcaraz has got 15-30. There's a return. Goes to the forward of Alcaraz, and Alcaraz puts it away. 15-40. Alcaraz to take a 2 sets to 1 lead. Again, 20 minutes ago, we were 25 minutes ago, we were talking about Musetti going up 2 sets to love, and now he's about to go down 2 sets to 1. Very, very quick turnaround. Alcaraz is savage like that. First serve is a fault. Second serve. Return goes in from Alcaraz, and that is a bagel. Nobody was talking 2-0 Musetti. Jay, you were obviously not here. It was definitely being said. Okay. Here we go. That was a 21-minute set. 21 minutes. 21 minutes. Wow. 21 minutes. All right. Alcaraz up 2 sets to 1, and Musetti is in trouble. Hey, Azza, thank you for the 5 gifted. Appreciate that. Sorry I missed it. I was distracted by the wildness of this match. Also, thank you, T, for the $3 super sticker as well. And also, Hould for the $3 super sticker as well. I don't know why super stickers don't show up on my screen, but I guess it's just a thing. I don't know why they don't show up. They should, but they don't. All right. Carlos Alcaraz cruising at the moment. That set, by the way, 9 winners, 2 errors from Alcaraz, 2 winners and 7 errors from Musetti. So both players totally flipped on the stats. So both Alcaraz and Musetti. I mean, obviously, Alcaraz playing really well might be a result of Musetti not moving well. But man, crazy set. What a turnaround. The overreacting panic during the second set was so unnecessary. Yeah, you obviously don't like fun. Don't you like the drama of sports? You just want it to be like, what, you want me to talk like a librarian? Like, what do you want from me? Do you want me to put you to sleep? Like, what do you want from me? I feel like you don't come here for the, like, what do you come here to sleep? I don't get it. What do you want from me? All right, 15 love. As Alcaraz serves first in the 4th. Cam, are you angry as Alcaraz has picked up, making excuses for Musetti that he is finished? Some of you are so casual fans on this channel, aren't you? Some of you are... I can tell who doesn't come to this channel very often when I get comments like that. There are so many people that say those things, and I'm like, oh, you don't watch the videos. You just come here every, like, once a week. Are you serious? 30 love. Backhand goes in from Alcaraz. Up goes a lob by Musetti. And Alcaraz hits a forehand. Again, the back of Musetti. Musetti hits it out. Go watch first of all, watch the prediction video. Also, rewind the stream to the start of the match. Also, watch my video from last week when I said Alcaraz is going to win Roland Garros. And that was my prediction. There's like at least 4 different videos you can watch that say that I want Alcaraz to win. Also, every time we watch Alcaraz is also another video that is crazy. 40 love. But hey, if I'm getting called a Musetti fan, I must be doing something right. I must be a very good actor. All right. 1 love. Musetti's, and I'm not saying that he's losing because he's sore, but he is sore. He does look sore, Musetti. And when you're losing, injuries feel worse. When you're winning, you're just high off the adrenaline. You don't give a shit. But when you start to lose, you start to think, I'm really sore. My leg hurts. Yeah. Musetti, he's gassed out and he's blown a tire. All right? That's what's happened. That's what's happened. A tire fell off. Hey, thank you, Carlos, for the $1. Appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you, Jay Gann, for the 33 months. Appreciate that. All right, 1 love, Alcaraz. There's Musetti forehand. Into the back of Alcaraz, and he hits a passing shot wide. 15 love. 15 love. By the way, the next match starts in 2 hours. Why? Because the schedule said so. We don't have to like it, but we have to obey it. We have to obey the schedules, chat. 400 rally. And Musetti goes again, the 4 of Alcaraz. Musetti 4 on the stretch. Alcaraz down the line. Goes long. 30 love. This crowd's trying to get Musetti back in this. And the crowd, they're screaming. Azza.
You're the biggest Carlos fan, and people are calling you a hater. Laughable.
Every day. All right, 30 love. Thank you for the 5. All the time. $30 love. Return goes in the front of Musetti. Down the line, the backhand of Alcaraz. Musetti slice. To the front of Alcaraz. Musetti backhand again. Drop shot. Alcaraz gets it. Musetti with a pass in the net. 30-15. 30-15. 30-15. As Musetti serves again. The return. Goes into the front of Alcaraz. Musetti on the stretch. Puts up a lob. Bounce smash. Winner. Alcaraz 30 all. 30 all. 30 all. Serve again. And with a fault second serve. We know you can, and we know that your favorite to win is Alcaraz. The members at least know for sure. Yeah. Double fault for Musetti. 30-40. You try playing tennis at 40. What are you talking about? These guys are like early 20s. They've got plenty of time to play at 40. They've got to play 15 more years before they can start getting close to 40. What are you talking about? 40. All right, 30-40. That's the score. Yeah, Macaron, exactly right. All right, return from Alcaraz is a winner. Oh, is Musetti calling it? No! No! Musetti retires. Look, I will say this. If it's serious, he has Wimbledon to defend. So I understand if he doesn't want to make it worse because of Wimbledon. But it doesn't mean I have to like it. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because Wimbledon is coming up and he does have to defend the semis. But that sucks for us. That sucks for everybody. I mean, it sucks for him that he had to retire in a semi of a Grand Slam. Like, that sucks. Musetti waves goodbye. He's had a great clay court season. 5th player to make to the semifinals of every single 1,000 or Grand Slam of clay. Only 5th guy to do that in one season, the same season. But, man, that stinks. But again, I understand Wimbledon is definitely, he needs to play Wimbledon. And he needs to do well at Wimbledon. So maybe it's a bit of if he didn't have to play well at Wimbledon, maybe he would have played it out. But that sucks. I mean, it sucked when Djokovic retired. I mean, we had two slams in a row now where somebody's retired in the semis. And that sucks for us because we got robbed of a 4th set. Hopefully he's okay and hopefully it's not serious so he can play Wimbledon because he's got to defend his semi from that. Alcaraz wins and Alcaraz is into the final back-to-back years. And we can say Alcaraz won in 4. I mean, I think we can give him a 4-set win. I think that counts. I didn't think he would. I didn't think we said he would retire. I thought, you know what? It's a semifinal of a slam. It's a very, most players would limp their way to the end, but I understand why he might have stopped. Because there is a big tournament coming up so quickly, and he has to play well there. Because if Musetti loses at Wimbledon first, second round, he's going to drop out of the rankings. So I know a lot of people are saying that they're upset by it, they're not happy, but I can give him a little bit of a... I'm giving him a pass. I'm not going to be harsh on him. It sucks, and it's really annoying for us, but I'm not going to be like Musetti, blah, 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 blah. He has to look forward. He has to look at Wimbledon. Like, Wimbledon is important for him. You know? If he didn't have Wimbledon points to defend, I wouldn't be giving him any benefit of the doubt. But he's got to... Wimbledon's coming up real quick, and he has... If he... Chat, okay, here's the alternative, right? Let's say he plays on, and let's say he has a tear in his hamstring or a tear in his groin, and he makes it worse by playing, and then he has to pull out of Wimbledon. So that's what... We got to put yourself in those shoes. Let's say it's an injury that could get worse, or maybe it was something that hurt in the third set, and then it got worse as he played, and he's like, it's getting worse. Does he risk losing? Because he's not going to win this match, right? Does he risk losing this match in 4 and then not playing Wimbledon? Or does he retire now to give himself the best chance to recover for Wimbledon? It's not an excuse. I'm not... Oh, Stu, you can shut the hell up. It's not an excuse. I'm explaining to you what his mindset might be. Play it out, just lose 6-love. I mean, look, I would have preferred that for sure. I would have said, if he didn't have Wimbledon points to defend, I would have said 100%, why did he just throw in the towel? Like, what's the point? And, everyone would have said, oh, hey, but, because, he makes it worse. But I can understand why he is trying, he doesn't want to have to skip Wimbledon. And we don't know if this started hurting in the second set, and then the third set it became apparent, and then the fourth set it became worse. We don't know what was happening. I mean, he was not even close in the third sets. Out of nowhere. Like, he was playing great in the second. He was competitive until the third. And the third set, he just completely fell off. So we don't know the extent of the injury. We don't know how bad it is until we find out in the press conference. It wasn't a mental break. He had a leg issue. Going into the third, he had a medical timeout for the leg. There was an issue. There was an issue. If Musetti was up 2-love, and that happened, he wouldn't have retired in the fourth. I reckon he might have... Like, if you're up 2-love, that's a totally different situation, right? If you're up 2-love and you lose the third 6-love, and you've got an injury... You might be compelled to try one more time in the fourth because you might still get a chance to get to the final, right? But if he's at 1-set or down 2-1 and a break, and if you fighting back is going to make it worse, when you have to defend Wimbledon semi-final points. If he's up 2-love, he might have played the fourth till the end. And then maybe retires in the fifth. Or he goes all in the fourth, like Bublik against Draper, right? Not that he was injured, but that's what he said in the press conference, his mentality was. Don't play it out if you cause injury worse. Yeah, especially when you are a defending semi-finalist of Wimbledon. That's the only... Again, if Musetti plays on, makes it worse, and doesn't get to play Wimbledon, for what? To play 4 more games? Like, it's not worth it for him to do that. To skip Wimbledon, then. That's not worth it for him. When he has so many points to defend at Wimbledon. I want results, not excuses. Well, then call him. Call up Musetti and be like, hey, man, I don't like the way you went about it. Don't come to me and bitch to me about it. I didn't make him retire. I'm giving you why he might have retired. I'm giving you what he was thinking about. Call his manager. All right? I'm not the manager. I'm sitting here doing my best. Call his manager and complain to him. I don't know his manager. I didn't retire. Exactly. I didn't retire. What are you coming to me for? God damn it. You call his manager and you get angry at his manager. This ain't the complaints department. What are you talking about? Yeah, I'm getting blamed for a retirement. What the hell? Yeah, I'm just trying to give a little bit of context. Anyway, so all the people that are not overreacting in the chat and who are triggered in the chat, all of you guys who are triggered, this one's not for you. This is for the people that are actually level-headed and thinking. So yeah, so the reason why he would have retired, like I said, I would have loved to see him play the rest of the match. I would have loved to see him play out the match, even if it was a 6-love. Like, I would have loved to see him, because you don't want to retire a semi-final of a slam, right? Especially when it's only your second semi-final. It's not like Musetti's going to guarantee himself to make many semis. They're not guaranteed, unless you're Djokovic, right? By the way, speaking of Djokovic, we've got 2 hours till that match. But I also think it's a smart move to save yourself for the Wimbledon event. Like, I that's the only reason I can see he would have pulled out. That's the only reason. If he didn't have Wimbledon if he lost the second round Wimbledon last year, I would have said, what the hell are you doing? But I can understand that he wants to at least try and get a good run at Wimbledon to not drop out of it. Because, chat, okay, let me give you let's go even deeper context, right? Because we have we have 2 hours. So Musetti at Wimbledon, semi-finals is like 800 points, right? If he loses those 800 points, he will be still around the top 10, but let's say he loses first round Wimbledon. He will still be around the top 10, 9, 10, 11-ish. Mainly, probably about 9. But he puts himself in a vulnerable spot that everyone behind him can still gain points at Wimbledon to overtake him. So guys like Shelton, Tiafoe, those guys could gain on him. So, yeah. Again, and I'm being real nice because I would love to be like, God damn, why didn't you play the set? But I'm giving him all the benefit because of Wimbledon. He's got a lot of points to defend. And he doesn't want... And he has... I mean, look, let's be honest. He has a legitimate chance of winning Wimbledon. Right? I mean, he made the semis last year, first semi-final, the way he's been playing the last 12 months. Who said he's been great on the clay. Confidence all-time high. He's probably he's not a favourite for Wimbledon, but he'd be a contender for Wimbledon. Maybe a dark horse, depending on the form, but like his grass. But yeah. But yeah, and a Queen's Club final. Exactly, Gene. See, chat. See, Gene does research. Gene does research. Also a Queen's Club final, which is worth 300 points. So he's got 1,100-ish points, right? That's a lot of points. Over 1,000 points on the grass that he can't afford to not play. I mean, he might not play Queen's Club if this injury is not good. If this injury is bad and he skips that, then already he's lost one, right? So, yeah. Yeah, can't risk that. No, that's a big risk. That's a lot of points to lose. You're going to have to explain what research is to the haters. That's harsh. That was savage. No, so I'm explaining to the people that actually care. The people that are complaining about Musetti and whatever. This isn't for you. I'm skipping over your comments. By the way, I think a lot of people that are complaining in the chat as well probably had money on this match and they just got a void. I understand. That's frustrating. You had Alcaraz in 4 and then you basically didn't win your bet. That is probably most people that are pissed off. And I get that. That sucks for you. That sucks. I get that. But also, I didn't make him retire. This is not a therapy session. You need to go and I don't know, go for a run. Get that energy out of yourself somewhere else. Yeah, I got a void at 3-1 Alcaraz. Yeah, see, but that's not my fault. I didn't do that. But here, nobody, like, I don't want you to go say anything to Musetti. I don't want you to go and be like, you ruined my life. That's not the way to do it. But that's also the risk you have when you gamble. It's part of the gambling risk. If you gamble, there's a possibility that the other person could retire. That's the gamble you took when you put the money on the thing. You should know that going forward too, you know. It sucks, but it's also what happens sometimes. Yeah, go punch a punching bag or something. I mean, yeah. I just missed. Did Musetti fake an injury or did he just quit? Neither. He had an injury and he decided not playing on was the best thing for him going forward. That's what happened. You don't want to believe that? You want to believe any other stories? Go ahead. I can't help you. But that is what happened. A leg injury, exactly. A groin injury, to be more specific. It seemed like it was a groin injury. He tried, and look, it wasn't like Musetti. The medical timeouts that really annoy me the most are the ones that people have. Are the ones that people they don't even get a medical timeout and they just retire. And you're like, why? But Musetti had a medical timeout in the third set. And then he played a few more games, and he's like, "I can't do it. I can't move." So he retired. And we'll know more in the press conference when he talks about what the injury was, because it's obviously going to be a hot topic. A lot of people are going to talk about this. It's a big deal. Because retiring from a semi of a slam is crazy. Like it doesn't. We knew with Djokovic, because Djokovic came in with the leg injury in Australia. We knew that he was, and obviously he's Zverev retiring against Rafa here. We knew that because Rafa, we saw the injury. It was horrific. But this one's a little bit different because he wasn't injured at the start of the match. He picked up this injury during the match. So we don't know much about it yet. And we don't know how bad it is. He doesn't know how bad it is until he gets scanned. If he's got a tear in his groin, then stopping was the right thing, because those can get worse. Yeah, you can't push off with a groin injury. Exactly. But again, we'll know more in the next couple of days with Musetti. Hopefully it's not serious and he just kind of... It's weird saying this because it does sound silly to go, I hope he's just pulling out of the tournament for precaution. But you go, it's a semi of a slam. Why wouldn't you just go all in, right? Why wouldn't you just go, injury or not, I'm playing to the end? Why wouldn't you do that in a semi-final slam? But like I said, he's got a lot of points on the line, coming up on the grass, and it sucks that it sucks, chat, this is a schedule issue, right? It sucks that the schedule forces somebody to have to think about next week because they have to play next week. Like this is, unless you're betting on Musetti and you're pissed off you lost your money or you didn't win money. If you're annoyed at Musetti's mentality, get annoyed at the schedule because it sucks that he has to think forward. If we didn't have a grass season for 3 weeks, right? Let's say after this we had nothing and then he didn't have to play for 4 weeks, right? That would be better. Because then he wouldn't have to think about next week. He could be like, I'm going to go all in now. Even if it makes it worse, I still have time to get ready for the next one. But because the tournament he has to defend is a week away, Queen's Club starts in a week or in a week and a half, right? That's what sucks. Because if this happened at Wimbledon, he wouldn't have retired because he doesn't have a tournament for weeks after that. He can recover after Wimbledon. Am I making sense? Like, can you see where he must be, like, what must be going through his head? Also the coaches, right? Musetti made the decision, but the coaches could have been like, dude, don't risk it. Like, the coaches might have had a say, right? We didn't hear the coaches talking the whole time, but they could have been like, dude, not worth risking for Wimbledon, right? You know. Again, just a lot of things to consider. It's not just as like, oh, he was losing, so he quit. It's not that simple. There's a lot more to consider. Stop lying. Okay, bro. Yeah. Sorry, I was just, my bad. Yeah, I'm just, sorry, I didn't, sorry. I'll stop lying about things. Because Musetti told me, if he's losing, he's going to quit. He told me that. He messaged me this morning. He's like, bro, if I'm down to breaking the fourth, I'm out of here. See you later. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. Forgot to tell you guys. It was part of the script. I totally get Musetti, but for the sake being in the semis and the sake of the opponent, let Alcaraz... But, okay, please don't feel bad for Alcaraz winning this way. Especially Bet Monster. You said you put money on this match and it got void, so I can't even take you seriously because there's definitely... It's like me watching an Australian. Right? There's going to be a bias. You put money on the match and you didn't get to win. So that's okay. Like, again, it sucks, but don't feel bad for Alcaraz not being able to serve for the match. Like, come on. Alcaraz has won many semifinals. He doesn't need to be... If it was... that would only count if it was someone's first semifinal and they got robbed of their moment. If it was like, I don't know, Tommy Paul gets to the final by retirement. That kind of sucks for him. But Alcaraz has won plenty of semifinals. He doesn't need to worry about like, oh, my moment got ruined. Don't be bad for him. He's won plenty of epic semis. Remember last year? He won a semi against Sinner to make the final. He doesn't need to fall to the floor and cry. Like, come on now. Don't feel bad for Alcaraz not being able to serve for the match. Come on now. That's crazy. Did Alcaraz play well? I'll tell you, let's talk about Alcaraz for a second because Alcaraz didn't play well. Definitely didn't play well in the first set. I mean, I don't know what happened. Like, he wasn't locked in at all. And he was fortunate to win the second. Because even though he broke a couple of times the lead, he gave it straight back. So, Carlos got to play better against Djokovic or Sinner in the final. That won't win the final. He's got to be better than that. And he will be better than that. And I'm sure Juan Carlos will, slap him in the back of the head and go, "Hey, don't you do that again." He won't do that because that's rude. But he probably give him a verbal slapping. You know what I mean? Like, he'll be like, "Bro, you got to wake the hell up next time. What the hell are you doing? You're lucky he got hurt." So, yeah. Alcaraz has got to wake up from this. He got to get off to a good start in the final. Because you can't afford to get off to a bad start against Djokovic or Sinner. You should understand someone's feeling after losing money. I understand, but I don't have to cop shit for it. Like, it's not my problem. Like, I'm so sorry that you lost money, but it's also like, why do I have to worry about that? That's not what I'm here for. I'm here talking to the people that are here just to look at the match and don't have any financials on this. It sucks that you lost or didn't win. But it's also like, why do I have to be sorry for those people? It's not my fault. I didn't tell them to do it. If I told you to put money on it, then I would feel bad because I told you to do that. But I didn't tell you to do that. You made that decision. Again, I'm not going to be taking shit because somebody lost money. It's literally called gambling. And gambling, you risk it. It's a risk. What has people losing money got to do with camp? Nothing. I don't think people aren't annoyed at me anyway. It's mainly the people that are annoyed at Musetti. Like, there's people that are like saying that Musetti quit and getting really pissy because Musetti quit. Quit in their eyes, quit, right? Cambodia.
Cambodia.
Thank you for the 20. Appreciate that.
Cambodia.
Thank you for the 20 again, Cambodia. Appreciate that. Jay.
LFG Connors. Not the way I or he probably wanted to win, but I'm glad he is in the finals. Who will he meet? Either way, it's going to be hell. Hope the roof will be open.
Thank you for the 5. Yeah, I mean, he's probably going to play Sinner, right? Probably. But Djokovic is not to be overlooked. Thank you, Carlos. It's all right, Carlos.
Fault. Tell Musetti to get back out there.
Thank you, Az, for the 250. Thank you, Carlos, for the $1 as well. Please, even donations, don't write them in all caps. That's really, please don't do that. But thank you for the $1. Gambling is crazy. Look, I'm not going to tell people that gamble. Like I bet on tennis, not today, but I bet on tennis and I bet on sports. Like I'm not going to say like you shouldn't do that. Gambling should be out of sport. I'm like, no, I do it. It's fine. I don't have a problem with it. You know. I do have a problem with people blaming players for them losing, which lost their money. It's like it's never their fault. You know, I have a problem with that. When you start blaming players on your bad bets or your bets, right? Because I bet on sports and I don't get pissed off that, like, I might joke about, like, oh, damn, my team lost. But it's $5, so I'm not that bothered, you know? But again, Musetti had to retire. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with people gambling. I don't have a problem with that. That's fine. I have a problem with people losing their minds over it and getting abusive. That's a problem. But most of the people that do professional betting or there's a lot of people that we have in the channel that watch tennis and bet on tennis. They're not the ones that they don't complain about Musetti losing. It's the people that like put a one-off bet on, and and I get that. Those are the people that get most upset because it was all or nothing for them. But the people that are doing it professionally, Musetti match is one match amongst many matches that they're putting money on. I understand. So they're not. So the ones that are doing it, they're not going to come to me and be like, Cam, I can't believe you made Musetti retire. I know that. So again, lumping gambling is bad is I don't do that because I'd gamble. But also I know that there's a lot of people that are not going to blame the players because they lost one of their bets because they know that they know what they're doing. Djokovic Sinner's in an hour and a half, which is really cool. Which is great. It means we can do nothing for an hour and a half. You're a gambler. No, I'm not a gambler. I gamble. I'm very casual. I will put $5 on a random ass match. I put $10 on Coco Gauff to win the French Open back in like July. No, May. But chat, watching the French Open, have you thought that I've been cheerleading Gauff? No, because I forgot that I put the money on that. It was like $5 or $10. But also, I'm not that mad. If Gauff loses in the final tomorrow, I'm not going to cry about it, and I'm not going to get pissed off at Gauff. I'm going to be fine. It's like I'm going to be. If she wins, I'm right, yay! But also, like, if I lose, whatever. I'm not bothered. But also, it's $10, so it's like, if I put $1,000 on Gauff, I probably couldn't do my job. I wouldn't be able to stream because I'd be freaking out. If I put $100 on Gauff, I'd be like losing my mind. And I wouldn't be able to do this because it would be very biased. You should take bigger risks? No. Because I'm fine. And I put $10 on Gauff because she was paying a lot. But also, I believe she would win. She was playing so well. She is playing so well. And I would love her to win. But if she loses, that's okay. I'm not going to be mad. It's just a bonus if she wins, you know? But why would I take a bigger risk? That would make it less enjoyable. Stop giving lectures, Cam. What else do you want me to do? Nothing is happening right now. They stopped playing tennis. I have nothing else to talk about. I can sit here in silence. You can hear my dog snore. What do you want me to talk about? Isha, ask me a question so then we can talk about something else. Ask me a question. The floor is yours. Tell me about your love life. Okay, see, this is where we go. Like, this is a problem. See, that's the wrong response. What happened to Musetti? Hurt his groin in the third set. I think it was groin. And was forced to retire. That's the see. And we'll find out more when Musetti does the press conference, what the injury was. Who's winning Wimbledon? Sinner. Djokovic. I don't know. Alcaraz. Sabalenka. Sabalenka's winning Wimbledon. Sabalenka will win Wimbledon. Put 4 on Gauff. I'm not going to do that. Just end stream and rest for the next match for the sake of your sanity. Oh, look, my sanity's fine. I lost my sanity a long time ago. It's 2 a.m. You can't be sane to do this. Can you pet your dog? She's asleep. Alcaraz 3-peat? That'd be kind of wild. Would he be the youngest player to win 3 Wimbledons in a row? Maybe. How about Shelton to win Wimbledon? Oh, I'd love that. You don't think... come on now. Dan, you know how much I'd love that. If Shelton wins Wimbledon, I will lose my fucking mind. Yeah, maybe Borg was younger? Maybe. We'll find out, I guess. What does Djokovic need to do to trouble Sinner tonight? Win the first set. Has to win the first set. Anything to give Sinner some doubts, which is something that he hasn't had in his comeback, except for playing Alcaraz. He's got to win that first set, and maybe Sinner doubts himself a little bit. Maybe. It's a big maybe. It's like unlikely, but has to win the first set. Imagine Zverev winning Wimbledon as his first slam. That would be crazy. That would be unexpected. Sinner is pretty calm under pressure, though. I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the hell. Trying to find out how Djokovic wins this match. Look, this is the thing, though, chat. Right? And I'll say this, and then we'll get out of here because we got still an hour and a bit till the next match anyway. So we'll. There's only a few players, and Djokovic is obviously the best of all time, right? That logic doesn't always apply. Alcaraz is also another one. Logically, there's been a lot of things where I'm like, oh, Alcaraz shouldn't win, but he does, right? Djokovic should not win tonight. It should be Sinner. Sinner should be the winner, probably in 4 sets, right? Maybe 3, 4 sets. But when you go through things logically and then you put Djokovic in the mix, we can't. Logic doesn't work with Norway. Logically, Alcaraz should have won the Olympics, right? Djokovic had the knee issue. Alcaraz was on an all-time run. He had just beaten Djokovic easily at Wimbledon. He was playing amazing. Djokovic had an injury throughout the Olympics. Remember when his knee locked up against Tsitsipas? But Djokovic won. Logic doesn't apply for Djokovic, right? Doesn't apply. Djokovic is on one leg against Alcaraz at the Australian Open. Wins anyway. How? Because logic doesn't apply for Norway. So tonight's one of those matches where we could go through like the X's and O's and we can go through the stats and we can do all this other stuff, right? We can do all these things and we can go, well, Sinner should win because of this, this, and that, and that. But then it's Djokovic. And you put his name in the mix, anything could happen. He could win in straights, in 3 tiebreaks, like he did at the Olympics with 2 tiebreaks. Logic doesn't apply. And that's Djokovic's best chance tonight, is that he defies logic. Why did he retire? Leg issue, thigh. Sinner should win. But Djokovic defies logic. He's done it so many times that at this point it shouldn't be a surprise. If he wins, we should all be like, oh yeah, Djokovic does this. When we all thought Sinner, he said, nah. He made us all look stupid. Like, that's what Djokovic does. He makes people look stupid. And I'm fine if he makes me look stupid. Because I'd love a rematch of the Olympics. Don't you think I don't want a Djokovic-Alcaraz final? I'm just, again, logically going with the other one. Sinkeraz. But if anyone's going to do it, chat, Nole could do it. We're talking about human beings, not chess pieces. Yeah, but also, Djokovic is an alien. He ain't a human being. Yeah, Musetti retired because of injury, yeah. Do you believe Djokovic can beat Sinner? If it happened, I wouldn't be shocked, but I don't think he will. I think Sinner will win in 4. I think Djokovic wins a set, but yeah. Do you ever allow me to agree with you? Brenda, what are you talking about? Why are you complaining? What did I do now? Tennis Channel needs to hire Sam Querrey? I think he is on Tennis Channel, isn't he? He's already there. Pretty sure. All right. By the way, chat, we'll figure out, hopefully by the next match, we'll know what is going on with Musetti and what exactly happened. But yeah, like I said, I think he's retired because of a groin injury. I think that was the, it seemed like a groin injury. That's the part of the body that is pointing to it, the thing. I'm agreeing with you, and you didn't get it about Novak. Brenda, I don't know what you're talking about. Just read a stat. Djokovic has not produced a break point on Sinner's serve in the last 6 sets they've played. That is crazy. That's scary. Bring that to the next match. All right, chat. I'm going to send you over to the next one, and then we're going to get the second semi started in like an hour and a half is when they'll begin. But great win great fight by Alcaraz. It wasn't a great end to the match. Musetti retiring injured. But Alcaraz, first 2 sets, I mean, he had to lift in that second set. He had to figure it out. And he did. And then, unfortunately, the injury came. But it was a good win by Alcaraz. He's in a second consecutive final. Monster.
€200, 3-1 Alcaraz avoid 3.6 odds. €200, Sinner 3-1 pray.
Thank you, Bet Monster, for the donation. But Alcaraz wins. 4-6, 7-6, 6-love, 2-love retirement. He's into the final of Roland Garros again. Who's he going to play? We'll find out soon.